College of the Canyon is looking to keep a hot start in league play. As we say in College of the Canyon, trying to keep a hot start in league play underway as they've won their first 3 in the Northern League, trying to make it 5 straight wins going back to September 16th here today against Allan Hancock. Hi, everybody. Alongside the Director of Public Relations and Sports Information, Jesse Munoz. I am Matt Robinson. So happy to have you along. Well, as we said, the Cougars off to a very good start, 3-0 so far in the National Division Northern League. It's going to get me every time, Jesse, because it's a mouthful. But the National Division Northern League have won their first 3 match contests in that. They've won 4 in a row going back to Palomar. So they've really turned around a tough 0-2 start and have started to come alive here lately.
Yeah, you absolutely, Matt, you said it. You hit the nail right on the head. You know, starting out 0-2, you listen to Coach Iacinda talk about that. There are a lot of programs around the state and in our conference that might, get down on themselves, kind of tend to shy away. Not College of the Canyons responded with 4 straight wins, 3 of the conference variety, and looking tough here heading into the final stretch of the season, Matt.
They've started to find their rhythm offensively. Emery Floyd has really taken over on the offensive role. They're running the football a lot more than they had been early on in the season, and that's led to some decent scores. They put up 31 points last week. They put up 29 against Antelope Valley, so a nice job on the offensive side of the football the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a nice punch, counter punch. We've talked a lot about the defense the first few weeks of the season, really kind of carrying this team, or at least providing the spark for the Cougars to get over the hump. Last week it was the offense. Scored 2 touchdowns within the first couple of minutes, added a third before the half. Emery Floyd, we talk about him week in and week out, but a couple other names started to emerge last week, and I think we're going to see more of that here today.
They are going to be a little shorthanded. Malik Brooks not in the lineup today. We know he's going to be on the bench, so that's going to be a tough one for COC, trying to find a running back to fill his role. On the defensive side, we've talked about the Cougars' defense a lot, as you just mentioned. And again, last week they put up another great second-half performance, only allowing 1 touchdown. They're going to be a little shorthanded, missing their leading tackler in Carlos Mesa, but still, you like what you see from the Cougars' defense.
Yeah, I think both sides of the ball, that's one of the things this Cougar program prides themselves. They are very deep, and it's a next man up mantra. So you talk about Malik Brooks out, look for Donovan Dunn out there to get some extra carries. You talk about Mesa out. There are a host of defensive players that are ready and able to step right in. So no doubt are going to miss those 2, but this should still be a well-prepared team ready to come out and play.
That Canyons defense going to be very much tested on the ground today. Allan Hancock, a running team. They like to run the football. They average 247.5 yards per game on the ground. That's 4th best in the state of California. They've got 15 rushing touchdowns. They do not put the ball in the air a lot. They stay on the ground and try and pound the ball down your throat.
Yeah, and for this defense, it's going to be a matter of staying disciplined, maintaining your gaps, setting the edge, winning that battle in the trenches. The heat could be a factor here. Anytime you're running and grinding like that, it's going to take a toll on your physicality. But again, this is something the Cougars, we practice in this type of weather. They're prepared for this type of opponent. The Allan Hancock is certainly a familiar one. So again, let's see how things shake out here.
That grind on the defensive side, or the offensive side for Allan Hancock, really puts their defense in a good position. They have not allowed a lot of points this year. They've actually been a decent team in terms of points against, just 22.5 against. They do almost give up 350 yards a game, but when you look at the defenses, comparably Canyons and Allan Hancock, about the same in those numbers. So it's really going to be who can possess the ball today, I think.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I think along those lines, too, Allan Hancock is kind of going through the ebbs and flows of the season, same as Canyons did. We talked about Canyons lost their first 2. Hancock got out to a little bit better of a start and then dropped 3 in a row, was able to rebound last week. So, again, a lot of football left for these 2 programs. We talked about the geographic and historical rivalry between these 2. So, Matt, this should be a good one.
It'll be a decent one. We'll have it for you up next here on the Cougar Sports Network. College of the Canyons, right now ranked 11 in the COCSI, or the 3C2A SIA poll. Sorry, I got lost. Allan Hancock ranked 24th in the same poll, so a top 25 battle here today. We'll have it for you when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network and SoCal College Sports. College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, dip, hand down. One hand, up. Up. Flip. I could eat. Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now. College of the Canyons football on the Cougar Sports Network is presented by Jersey Mike's. Try one of our authentic, fresh sliced, and fresh grilled subs, always made to order. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. UCLA Health, delivering leading-edge patient care, research, and education. Chick-fil-A, we may be in the restaurant business, but really, we're about serving people. It's the little things. If you have a business and want to support COC Athletics, please contact the athletic department at 661-362-3491. Go Cougs!
I can't get enough of watching Jersey Mike's freshly grilled hot subs right in front of me. In fact, I like watching nice and close. Oh, yeah.
The eyes just moved.
It's just the steam from the grill. You're seeing things.
Look at that sizzle.
Did you hear that?
Relax, it's just the grill.
Yeah, it's just the grill.
Woo! Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Welcome back into the Cougar Sports Network and SoCal College Sports as we get ready for Week 7 in the SCFA. College of the Canyons and Allan Hancock. Matt Robinson and Jesse Munoz here with you as should have a good one on our hands. Crowd starting to arrive. It's an early start today, at 2 p.m. start, and it is a hot one today. Almost 100 degrees out here in Southern California in October. It is a wild, wild weather sequence right now we're running into. Next week it's going to be cool. So
yeah, definitely could use a little bit of that, especially for these young men out there in the pads and helmets and all that other stuff. I would venture to say Allan Hancock used to a little bit more of a cooler climate. But you come down south here to Santa Clarita, and this is typically what you get even into the mid-fall. So we'll see how that plays out. But like you said, Matt, anytime these two teams get together, it's usually a good one. Anytime any of the opponents in the National League Northern Conference, or National Conference Northern League get together.
You got tripped up on it, too.
You messed me up. But, this is a tough, hard-nosed division and always a lot of good battles.
Cougars will take the ball to start here as Allan Hancock will kick things off. It'll be Arath Acosta, the kicker, and punter combo for Allan Hancock out of Pioneer Valley High School. And Santa Maria, who this year has done a decent job kicking, especially in the field goal game and the extra point game. So he will kick this off. The Cougars, without Damari Smith today, one of their return men, so Travis Royal and Don Ray Hall, standing back at about the 10-yard line for COC. As Acosta will kick it off. It's a short kick. It's taken by Royal at the 20-yard line. He'll bring it out from there, cut across the 25, and pushed out of bounds at about the, we'll say 27, and that's where College of the Canyons will take over for the first time today. We'll get to see the offense for the first time today. Emery Floyd expected to lead them out onto the field. Floyd this year, 50 for 105 for 780 yards, just 3 touchdowns. But the big number for Emery Floyd this year, Jesse, no interceptions so far this season. He has done a good job controlling the football through the air when he has been asked to pass.
Yeah, fantastic job protecting the ball, leading this Cougars offensive unit. We've seen some flashes, both with the legs and the arm. This is a young man that's got a well-rounded skill set, and I think here at this point of the season, finally putting everything together here for the Cougars.
Devin Dunn, the feature back today for COC, or Donovan Dunn, the feature back today for COC as Malik Brooks out. The Cougars go with a couple of tight ends in there. They'll fake the handoff. They'll throw here, and Floyd has his helmet knocked off, and the play is going to be blown dead as he loses his helmet. So it'll be a sack for Allan Hancock back at the 20-yard line. And the Cougars go backwards on their first play, losing 9 yards as they started at the 29-yard line.
Well, somebody on the sideline is going to tell them to buckle that one up a little bit tighter. That's a little bit of an unfortunate break there for the Cougars because he was able to wrestle his way out of that grasp and looked like he was ready to make a play. If not take off, look for someone downfield. So strap that one back up and get back out there. But nice start for the Bulldogs, I guess.
Call it second down and 19. Bryce Dixon has to come in for the second play from scrimmage today for COC. He'll give this time. Donovan Dunn cuts up the middle, gets about 2 yards. We'll call it 3 as he gets to the 23-yard line. It's going to be third down and long here, so a tough start for COC.
Yeah, it's one of those things, kind of just the trickle-down effect of that. You take that first play, Floyd's got to come out, and now you find yourself in a third and long. But, Cougars early on here, let's see how they respond.
Cougars on third down this year, 41%. They're 19th best in the state. Looking for a conversion here to get going as Floyd back there as quarterback. Dunn to his left. 3 receivers out to the near side. Floyd, a designed run. Dunn out in front blocking for him. He's across the 30. Still on his feet. Got tripped up at the 35. Reached ahead to the 37. He's going to be about 2 yards short of a first down. But a nice little run for Emery Floyd that time with some good blocking out in front.
Yeah, nice job by his counterparts. Dunn out there. Barkus almost got a block to spring him the rest of the way. So, again, one of those things where we weren't able to come all the way back. And we'll look to the defense now, as they've done most of the season, pick this Cougar team up.
So Canyon's going to punt here, 4th and 2 from their own 37-yard line. Tony Johnson, who's been phenomenal in the punt game this year, averaging 38.7 yards per punt. His long is 60. He's down inside the 20 14 times, as it'll be a deep punt for him this time. He gets it away. It's a decent one. It's going to be called for. Dropped on the ground on a fair catch opportunity, and the Cougars take over at the 30-yard line. I didn't see who dived on it, but I know it was one of the Canyons defenders. It looked like it was, maybe you can pick that up for me, Jesse. I didn't see who picked it up.
It was either 56 or 58. Having a hard time seeing the numbers from up here, but whoever it was, a fantastic job, ready there to pounce on that ball.
I think it was Yesha Pineda that picked it up. We'll take a look at it right here. Fortunately, had his jersey kind of tucked on us. Yeah, and it was Pineda that picked it up.
56 on the recovery, so that's a nice job. And we talked about already the defense picking them up. How about that special teams unit out there? ready to make a play.
So a muffed punt, and the Cougars take over with good field position at the 31-yard line of Allan Hancock. Floyd with two receivers, one to each side, will throw here on first down, looking downfield, throws over the middle, looking for a man, and it is just out of the reach of Lyndon Rivera, who was trying to catch up to it and just came up a little bit short.
Yeah, that ball floated in the air a little bit. I thought Rivera was going to find his way under it, but one of those things here early in the game, just not quite in sync yet. Definitely in target for another one of those shots, so don't be surprised if they look to 87 again.
Rivera has been very good this year when he has had an opportunity to get his hands on the ball. Talk about the leading receiver, 16 catches, 370 yards this year for COC. So he's definitely one of Floyd's favorite targets when they do go in the air. Floyd will give here on second down. Dunn trying to spin off a tackle, and he's brought down hard this time by the Bulldogs defense as it was Keyshawn Pua on the tackle. Pua with 42 tackles coming into the game, had a season high of 13 against Ventura a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I was quick to get there on that one, just kind of wrapped him up and took him down. And that's something that'll get the Bulldog sideline excited. College of the Canyons here, another third down in striking distance, but you got to think, want to move the chains.
Keep an eye on Pua. He's been very good this year, 25th in the state in tackles as he's up over 43 now. As Floyd to throw, pass incomplete. It was intended on the outside for Noah Staples, and he just couldn't get it as it was a little behind him. So the Cougars, again, fail on the third down, and now they'll go 4th and 8 here, and it looks like they're going to send the special teams unit back onto the field.
Yeah, it looked like he had a guy in the flat as well, just wasn't able to connect with either of them. And so we'll see if the Cougars can't get 3 out of this one. Also, Johnson's been pretty solid throughout the year.
Yeah, Johnson so far this year, 3 of 6 on field goals, as long as 43. This will be just about 46 yards here. As snap is good, kick is up, but he missed it wide left. So tough from 46, and the Cougars, after getting a turnover on special teams, miss on a field goal, and we stay 0-0 with 12:23 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you're going to look back at the tape, maybe a missed opportunity, especially coming after the special teams turnover. Anytime you're on that side of the field that close, you want to come away with something. But you know, Matt, 2 o'clock start, maybe a little bit of a body clock issue.
Yeah.
Cougars used to playing later. You know, I think the earliest game this year has been 4 o'clock. So, you know, we'll see how things adjust here. I'm very excited to see this defense get to work, though.
And there's a lot of heat, and the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. We can see it wrapping around on some of the tents down on the field and in the stands. So that should be interesting as the game goes on. As we'll see Allan Hancock on the offensive side for the first time. Clavel is the quarterback. He doesn't throw a lot. He'll hand off on a delay. Trying to bounce it to the outside was Harris. He's got a little bit of room to run. Still on his feet across the 35. And then he's gang tackled and pushed backwards, but they're going to give him the 36-yard line. Harris has been very good on the ground this year. 53 carries, 530 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's been one of their leaders on the ground, and they are going deep on the running back game as you look at Allan Hancock this year. John Allen, J.P. Leketu are a couple of guys, Ferrari Busby, Anthony Tucker, Metaluki Tupou, Caden Harris, as we talked about, A.J. Masuno are all guys that you're going to see in the lineup as there's a hold on the play against Allan Hancock, so that takes away all that run and pushes the ball back 10 yards.
So to your point, Matt, you run the ball like that, you got to have a stable of athletes that can do so, and for Allan Hancock, the ability to rotate them in and out, same kind of mantra as College of the Canyons, next man up, whose turn is it? Should be interesting to see.
As Clavel, the quarterback, has only thrown the ball 81 times this year for 46 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. As he'll roll out on play action here on first down and 20. His pass complete on the near side, picked up by Elias Martinez. Good for about 8 yards, and it'll bring up second down, and we'll call it 12.
And so right when we get done talking about the running game, the little play action, roll it out there. And so showing the ability to do both. And again, College of the Canyons, I think, just needs to settle down a little bit here, start to get in the rhythm. Things will be all right.
As we'll go second down and 18. They spotted at or second down and 12, excuse me. They spotted at the 27-yard line. Clavel under center. Fullback set in there. They'll give to the fullback, and he runs right into the line of scrimmage, and it's brought down. He met immediately at the line that time by, it looked like, Timothy Jackson stepping up to make the hit. So it'll bring up third down, and we'll call it 9 here for Allan Hancock.
And we'll see the Cougars, no doubt, looking to get off the field here.
And actually, it might have been Mario Kiach, I think, on the outside that made the hit. I saw Jackson in there in the pile as well, but I think Kiach might have been the first contact.
Yeah, Kiach has been in there on a couple of them, and this is going to be one of those situations where you're running the ball and the Cougars are trained to pounce and gang tackle and get there. Could be an issue calling out numbers here today.
As we'll go 3rd down and 9. That same I formation set here for Allan Hancock as Cavell under center. Busby is the back in the backfield. They'll give to Busby. He's got a hole. Nice run for him across the 40 and tackled down at the 45-yard line. Stepping up to make the hit that time for COC was, I think Dorsey was the one that made the hit. It was either 36 or 39. I think it was Dorsey, though.
Yeah, and that's just a nice job executing there. You know, making that big opening. You got the kick-out block, and that was a big hole. But you're right, Dorsey was there to take him down and tied for the co-lead in tackles last week with 7. So this is another young man that's starting to emerge here at this point of the season.
Busby, a guy that gets a lot of carries this year, 59 carries, 242 yards, but just 2 touchdowns. He's usually in there as their 3rd down back. He stays in there. Or actually, excuse me, they bring Harris here on 1st down. They'll give to Harris. He tries to find a way, and Kiach wraps him up at the line of scrimmage. He fights for a yard. Coming around the outside that time was Kiach and just got his big hands wrapped around him.
Yeah, Kiach is having a game already, and we're just a few minutes into this one. Big number 93 out there. That's a name that we have called a lot this season, and stacking some accolades there in the stat sheet.
16 tackles, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss this season coming into this week. He had a season high of 6 in week number 3 for College of the Canyons against Palomar in a 17-7 win here at Cougar Stadium. As we'll go 2nd down and 9. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line of Allan Hancock. Clavell under center. They stay in the I formation with 2 receivers out to the far side. As Clavell takes the snap, throws quickly on a swing pass to the outside, caught by Michael Jordan Jr., and he's able to fight ahead for, we'll call it 6 yards, maybe 7. It'll leave him about 3 yards short of the line to gain, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
They did a nice job fighting through that, getting a little bit of extra yardage, and this is kind of the Allan Hancock game plan. You know, grind it out, yard by yard, inch by inch, use the clock. And so, you know, most teams might see a 3rd down, I don't know, 3rd and 3, this is right up their alley.
They shift here a little bit in their formation as the fullback set up a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. They'll give to Harris. He tries to fight for the line to gain, and he's going to get it right at the 45-yard line of College of the Canyons is where he needed to be, and that's where he was brought down. So another 1st down for Allan Hancock as they convert on 3rd down. They've been good on 3rd down this year for the most part, 42% on 3rd down, but they're 2 for 2 so far today.
You know, and that was just a simple play call. You pull a couple linemen, you get one to kick out and one to seal, and there's your gap. 3 yards is nothing for that. So a nice job by the Bulldogs.
So they're in plus territory for the first time today on their first offensive possession here. Is Clavell doing a nice job running the offense. They go back to an I formation. They leave Harris as the deep back. Actually, scratch that. They give Busby the deep back, but they give it to the fullback, and there's not much room for him that time, as it was big number 45, A.J. Masuno, on the fullback handoff, and gets a yard and a half. We'll call it 2.
And that's the other side of it. You know, if you don't execute correctly, you're only inching up incrementally. And so giving the Cougars a chance here to tighten things up, force another big 3rd down.
We expect this a lot today from Allan Hancock. Like we said, they're going to run the football. They're going to control the clock. They've already taken 4 minutes off the clock right now with this possession, as they'll go back to work here. Masuno moves up closer to the line of scrimmage this time. They'll fake the handoff to Harris. Rolling out is Clavell. His pass too low for the intended target on the near side in Makai Pugo.
And Dorsey again right there, ready to make the play. College of the Canyons not fooled by the play action, the misdirection, the quarterback rolling out there. It's a nice job.
So with a 3rd and 8 from about the same territory last time on 3rd down deep in their own territory, they gave to Harris, and he was able to pick up the 1st down. We'll see if they can do the same here, as they'll go 3 wide this time for Allan Hancock.
And that's the thing, playing this type of offense, you can't just assume because this is a passing situation that they will line up and pass. They have no fear of running the ball here.
They are going to be in the shotgun. They'll send a man in motion off the far side in Pugo. They'll throw here, pass, incomplete, behind the intended target, looking for Michael Jordan Jr., and that'll bring up 4th down. So the Cougar defense looks like they've gotten off the field, and I think they'll send Aratha Costa out to punt and play the field position game here.
And that's exactly what you want if you're College of the Canyons. Get off the field, get out of this heat, go sit down, regroup, Let your offense get back out there. You know, they've had the 2 possessions, but not a lot of time out there on the field. Still kind of putting things together.
As we'll go 4th and 8. They'll kick it away here. Royal standing at about the 10-yard line for COC. Acosta will boot it away with the left foot. It's a spiraling punt that's going to land at the 5 and bounce into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback, and the Cougars will take it from their own 20-yard line here on their 3rd offensive possession of the ball game. Good defensive stand after an extended drive from Allan Hancock, a couple of first downs, but they couldn't get the 3rd one on that 3rd opportunity.
You know, so we've seen the defense come out and do their job. We've seen the special teams force a turnover, do their thing. I think next here we're looking for College of the Canyons. Like to see a prolonged drive here, move it down the field, get some points up on the board, especially here in front of this home crowd. Got to keep them excited.
And so we'll go 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 20-yard line. Cougars go 5 wide here with Emery Floyd, the lone man in the backfield. He'll throw a short pass caught on the near side by Joshua Clark. Good enough for 3 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Clark, another one of those guys we talked about last home game, the homecoming game, is starting to get some opportunities. And again, this is an offensively talented Cougar ball club. Going through, seeing everyone get their number called.
They stay in that 5 wide formation here, trying to spread everything out. Floyd to throw over the middle, has Clark caught at the 40-yard line. He's behind everybody. It's a foot race to the end zone, to the 20 and 10. Touchdown, COC! Touchdown, Joshua Clark!
And almost right on cue, Matt. We called his name out, and there's the big play. Just got behind the defender. There's no way anyone was catching him on that one. And so that's a nice job. The Cougar offense stepping up, getting it going.
Just a little seam route here from Clark as you take another look with 5 wide there, and Floyd right on the money for Clark to catch it in stride.
Yeah, like you said, just right over the outstretched hand, and then he was off and running. Head down, chugging. Good effort by the Bulldogs to catch him, but just wasn't enough.
Jason Joseph gave him an opportunity, gave him a run, but it's a touchdown for COC of 67 yards pass and catch, or 77 yards pass and catch from Emery Floyd to Joshua Clark, and the Cougars have a 7-0 lead here with 6:28 to go in the first.
You know, Matt, I teased I wanted the prolonged drive and the points. Well, I got the points. No need to prolong it. And I think Coach Iacinda would agree, hey, we got it. Let's strike now and go sit down, let our defense go back to work. That's a tremendous job to take advantage of this game, to take advantage of the situation, put some points on, and control this ball game.
Just 2 plays, 77 or 80 yards on the drive for COC. It didn't take long, just a couple of seconds off the clock, as it's a 77-yard catch and run from Emery Floyd to Joshua Clark. And for Floyd, just his 4th touchdown pass of the year. For Clark, his 1st touchdown reception of the year, but you'll take him anytime you can get him. And the Cougars with a 7-0 lead.
Definitely. And, you know, I'd have to look back at some of the stats on those 4 touchdown passes, but I gotta say a lot of them have been those big plays, those big spark plays, those chunk plays that Emery Floyd has had a knack for generating. So nice job to him.
So the Cougars will kick this one away. The Bulldogs with 3 men back to receive, it seems. As standing back at about the goal line for Allan Hancock is Makai Puga. He is the deepest man. As this kick going to be taken at the 6-yard line by Puga, or the 7-yard line by Puga, and then he's hit right at the 12, about the 15. Coming up to make the hit for College of the Canyons that time was Jeremiah Alameo. And he just levels him and stops a return from Allan Hancock.
Leveled is absolutely right. Those are one of those hits that will change the complexion of the return game. You're going to think about that one next time that comes into your hands. And a nice job just taking him down, stopping it almost before it gets started.
Puga's been their main return guy, 402 yards on the returns this year on the kickoffs. So he's not done a bad job. He averages about 25 yards a return, but that time got hammered And Allan Hancock will take over 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line is where they'll give him the spot. They'll run here on 1st down. Harris bounces it outside. He's got a lane. Still on his feet across the 40-yard line. Down the sideline on the far side to the 30, 20, 10. They will not catch him. It is a touchdown for Allan Hancock on the first play of their second drive back from the 16-yard line. And Harris has his 7th touchdown of the year on a huge play.
Well, the Bulldogs said, you guys can score quick. Look what we can do. And that was a nice job just executing. You're going to see here, simple counter, 70 with the kick, and 39 just uses the speed all the way. One man to get him wasn't enough, and then it's a foot race all the way. That's a nice job by the Bulldogs, answering right back here in their first chance with the ball back in their hands.
Harris not a guy that averages long runs this year. His longest is, his average is about 10 per game, or 10 per carry, but that time he goes 84 yards down the field on a dead sprint, and we are, just like that, tied at 7. It is a fresh ball game as Caden Harris into the end zone for a touchdown.
And there it is, Matt. Two teams exchanging blows here in the early going. We knew it wasn't going to be that easy. College of the Canyons, I'm sure, felt confident coming off the field after that big play. 2 plays later, we're at a tie ball game.
And I want to venture a guess and say that's the longest play from scrimmage against the Cougar defense this year. We'd have to go back and try and look it up, and we're just not going to have that time. But I don't recall seeing a play of that magnitude from an opposing offense this year against the COC defense.
The only other one that comes to mind is the first offensive snap against Citrus was kind of a trick play that the Cougars got burned on. But, yeah, other than that, this is not a big play. This is not a defense that gives up the big plays like that. So, again, I think that was a well-executed scheme. Guy got to the corner and just made the most of it.
So just like that, we're back to a fresh ball game. 6:11 to go here in the first quarter, 7-all as Allan Hancock will kick it away. Acosta standing at the 35-yard line, getting ready to boot it away as Royal and Donray Hall standing at about the 10 for COC. As this kick goes towards Hall on a line drive, but it's going to go well over his head and out the back of the end zone. So the Cougars will take over on a touchback and get another offensive possession. Their 3rd already of the ball, or their 4th already of the ball game. Now that we think about it, here is they scored on their last drive on a big play, and we'll go back to work from the 25-yard line here in a 7-7 ball game.
You know, and we'll see how the rest of this first quarter shakes out. The rest of the half, I think, you know, a lot of frenzied action here. You talk about the turnover, you talk about the 2 big scoring plays. Eventually this weather and the pace of this game are going to combine to maybe slow things down, which is certainly what the Cougars would like to see. Again, I'll take the quick strike, but, you know, they are more efficient when they get into their offense and able to grind things out.
They go 5 wide here. The pass from Floyd is low and caught. Would have almost been better if it was dropped that time by Damani Williams as he falls down behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss. Really the first reception of the year for Williams, as he's been a guy that hasn't been often used. Getting a chance here today with a couple of bodies out of the lineup, including Damari Smith, who's not in there. So a loss of 2, make it 2nd down and 12 here. The Cougars staying with that 5 wide set, it looks like. Joshua Clark, who at times has been used in the run game, will actually slot up on the far side. As we go 5 wide again here for COC. Floyd to pass, immediately rolls the pocket to his right, looking downfield, now has to run with it. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Royal. I thought Floyd might tuck it and run, but he stopped up just before the line of scrimmage, and Royal just could not keep a handle on it.
Well, I think a little indecisive was there. He had a couple options. Royal was there. Clark was open, actually. I just don't think he saw him in the middle of the field. And sure, thought about running, just wasn't doing there. You actually see Clark and Royal kind of cross paths there. So a big 3rd down here. The Cougars want to keep on the field.
And mind you, the clock stops as well here on the incomplete pass, and that's going to be a part of the game as well. Allan Hancock very much controls the clock. So the Cougars almost need to strike quickly if they get into a slugfest here against the Bulldogs. As this pass caught by Staples, he spins it back up the field, got to the 30-yard line. The Cougars will be 5 yards short of the line in the gain. So once again, College of the Canyons a quick 3 and out, and will have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, good effort just trying to get upfield and make up the rest of that yardage, but well covered by the Bulldogs as well. And so again, Matt, not the type of drive you like to see. And now you give the ball back to the Bulldogs. Still 5 minutes to go in this quarter. which we thought with the run game might be a little bit of a faster pace, has not been the case so far.
Standing back at his own 27-yard line for Allan Hancock is it was Petaway, but it was not a good punt that time from Tony Johnson. One of the few times this year Johnson's kind of missed, and it's going to give Allan Hancock great field position at the plus 47. It was not a very long punt. Call it a 17-yard punt with no return.
Yeah, the Bulldogs got good penetration up there. I wondered if maybe someone got a finger on that, because that is not typically what we see from Tony Johnson. But again, one of those now special team breaks perhaps for the Bulldogs, and they're with the ball across midfield here. We'll see what direction they want to go.
So Allan Hancock will go 1st and 10. Ball on the plus side of midfield for them here as they'll give to the fullback. And Massino again pounds it up the middle, and he gains 3, maybe 4 yards, about half the chains. It'll bring up 2nd down. We'll call it 6.
And again, a lot of guys in there on that pile, just trying to do anything they can to take down the ball carrier. And there's some big bodies up front for that Allan Hancock side as well. Got to be if you're going to run the ball that often.
We'll call it 2nd and 7 as they gave him 3 yards on the spot. Massino slotted just to the left of the quarterback, Clavel. The give this time into the backfield to John Allen. He fights ahead for, call it 2 yards, and it'll leave Allan Hancock a 3rd and 5 here, which is right about where they're used to being, just about.
They are 100% comfortable in the 3rd and intermediate, 3rd and long type down and distances. And like I said, for the Cougars defense, it's hard to anticipate what they're going to do because they're equally comfortable running the ball and dropping back here.
Bulldogs 42% on 3rd down this year, 2 of 3 so far today. As they take their time and tend to go on the play clock, they'll walk to the line of scrimmage. Clavel under center. Harris, the man in the backfield, the deep back. Clavel will take the snap, the pitch to Harris, moving to his left, looking for some room. Didn't have many blocks as the Cougars just string it out. And running him out of bounds was Timothy Jackson on the near side with no gain. And so a good job by the Cougar defense that time to just string that play out, Jesse.
Yeah, string him out to the sideline, and 19 was right there, right where he needs to be, which is typically the case for Jackson. He's one of those guys that seems to be in the right place at the right time. But a nice job, working together as a unit. Doesn't always have to be the one individual coming in there and then making the play. There's a lot of guys that can impact where that ball goes and ultimately where it ends up.
So the Bulldogs will punt this one away from the 42-yard line of COC. Is Royal standing back at the 10. Acosta standing with his toes on the 44-yard line of Allan Hancock. As his second opportunity today, angles this punt. Called for a fair catch by Royal at the 10-yard line, and he'll make it. They'll give him the 11. So the Cougars will take over there. It's been a quick strike a couple of times in the defensive battle so far, with 2:17 to go here in the first quarter. 7-all COC Allan Hancock. With Donovan Dunn as the feature back. He'll switch behind Emery Floyd here on 1st down. Cougars with an extra tight end in there or 2 to block. Floyd will run on a keeper, gets around one man, still on his feet, trying to stumble ahead, fights forward and gets to about the 19-yard line. I think they'll give him the 19.5. That's a nice little run from Emery Floyd.
Yeah, he took off, and first thing I'm thinking, get north-south, get up. But, he was able to juke and jive and jab his way across there. That's not bad, and I'd like to see more of that from Emery Floyd. He's a fearless. And again, you mix that in with some of those big play abilities he has. It's a dangerous combination.
They'll give to Dunn this time. He'll have a hole across the 30-yard line, and he's tripped up. Spot him down at the 32. Nice run from Donovan Dunn. Dunn this year, 36 carries, just 188 yards and 2 touchdowns, but getting some extra work here today. Him and Floyd Floyd has 60 attempts, 197 yards, 6 touchdowns, but I think the combination of those two kind of gives you a little bit different look than what you're used to with Malik Brooks.
And again, you look back, Dunn last week was the leading rusher for the Cougars, 74 yards. Floyd right behind him with 40-some. So again, this is a tandem that can work and do some damage. Donovan Dunn, it usually takes about 3-4 carries, and then he is locked and loaded, ready to go.
2 tight ends lined up in the backfield for COC this time. Floyd to throw, looking over the middle. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Just speeds his way through a couple of bodies, and he's brought down at the 38-yard line. You give him a 6-yard gain, and pretty good tuck and run that time from Floyd when he didn't see anything develop downfield.
Yeah, and that'll work because his 2 primary options were well covered. Looked like there might have been a slight window, but that's not something you want to force, especially with your offense, still kind of getting into a rhythm here. It's a nice job just making the most of it.
Floyd in the shotgun once again. Dunn lines up behind him this time on 2nd down. The give directly to Dunn. He runs right into 3 white jerseys. A 4th comes in, and they bring him down. They'll give him the line of scrimmage back at the 38-yard line, and it'll leave the Cougars a 3rd and 4 here.
Yeah, Mark Delmau's going to be scratching his head on that one because, anytime 3 defenders are there to meet your ball carrier in the backfield, something broke down, something went wrong. So, that's something they're going to look at. I don't know if that's a stunt or just somebody got beat, but definitely not a situation Donovan Dunn wants to face. And I think if you're the Cougars, that's something you can clean up.
So we'll walk it off, and we'll end the first quarter 7-all here from Cougar Stadium, COC and Allan Hancock, here on the Cougar Sports Network and SoCal College Sports. Second quarter we go. 7-all. COC Allan Hancock, Matt Robinson, Jesse Munoz here with you as we get ready for a 3rd and 4 for COC from their own 38-yard line. Need to get to the 42 for a 1st down. Floyd to throw here on 3rd down. Looking pass caught by Royal across midfield, still on his feet at the 45, and he's drawn down by guess who? Keyshawn Pua, who comes in to make the tackle. And you can see why Pua is their leading tackler, just wraps up Travis Royal, who looked like he had a lot of space to move that time, Jesse.
Yeah, Emory Floyd, nice job hanging him in the pocket, kind of took a shot there. And there was no fault of the offensive line. I think that was just a route that took a little bit of time to develop. And then when it was there, Floyd able to connect with him. And like you said, you can't take away from the defensive tackle there. That young man's been everywhere.
So we go here on 1st and 10 for COC in the plus side. Floyd to throw, has a man blocking out in front, throws over the middle, in and out of the hands of Noah Staples. It's kind of a dangerous pass over the middle of the field that high in the air, but luckily it's tipped by Staples and falls down to the turf incomplete.
Yeah, I definitely want to bring that ball down a little bit, but that Floyd to Staples combination is something we saw the last home game a couple games back. Being able to exploit that region of the field, wasn't doing there, but the last go round, I think he had 2 or 3 of those across the middle were advantageous for the Cougars.
So we'll go 2nd down and 10. Ball at the plus 43 for COC. 5 men at the line of scrimmage, 4 wide receivers, and 1 back in the backfield for the Cougars here. They'll throw to the outside, pass caught on the outside by Damani Williams. His 2nd reception of the day, and that one in the plus yardage, so it'll bring up 3rd down and make it 3 for COC here, as they need to get to about the 33-yard line for a 1st down.
And again, another nice job wrapping up, especially that close to the marker. That could have easily been a 1st down if he's able to wiggle free. Allan Hancock playing some good fundamental football on the defensive end.
As they bring Staples back into the game here. He'll line up in kind of a fullback spot, a little bit off the line of scrimmage as the tight end as they bunch on the far side. They'll give to Dunn to try and get the 4 yards. 3 yards they need, and I think he does have it. They'll give him the 32. That's a good little run by Donovan Dunn that time.
Yeah, it is. And he took a little bit of a hit. Helmet comes off. But I think the H-back there with a little misdirection, and then Donovan Dunn just right up the gut. He's a tough runner, Matt. Like I said, it takes him a couple carries usually to get into sync, get into a rhythm, but he'll pop one off for you, and he'll come back and make the hard run as well.
So bring Dunn and Staples off since Dunn lost his helmet. Cougars are looking to the sideline here. Only 10 left on the play clock. They need to get the play in here. As Floyd walking up to the line, 5 on the play clock for Floyd. 5 wide, he'll get the snap off, looking left the whole way, pass incomplete. Lucky it probably wasn't intercepted as the back of the backfield, Jatavius Franklin wasn't quite ready for it as the pass was well high for the intended target.
Yeah, and that's 2 now that Floyd's been a little bit high on. You're going to want to take that, bring that down a notch, have a better connection with your receiver. And I'm sure that's something that the offensive staff will talk about when he comes to the sideline. The reason I bring that up, he's got the unblemished turnover record. You don't want something like that to go bad here in a tie ball game.
He'll throw here on 2nd down. Now he's going to tuck it. He'll take off across the 30. Tried to slip his man, but got brought down. Over there on the tackle for Allan Hancock was Dalen Randall. That'll bring up 3rd down. He got about half the chains, so he'll need about 5 here.
Yeah, and again, the Bulldogs, a nice job coming up and wrapping up, executing their takedowns. Floyd, same thing. I think a little indecisive there. If he hits that harder, he's got at least a few more yards, probably closer to the marker. Nevertheless, a manageable 3rd down here and an array of plays to choose from in this type of situation.
3rd and 4 from the 27. Clark is in the backfield as the feature back this time. Floyd to throw to the outside, pass caught. And once again, it's the Monty Williams on a nice route, enough for a 1st down to the 20-yard line.
And, Matt, I think that's almost the exact same play as we saw a couple sequences ago, where you're just hitting them at the sideline, waiting for your receiver to pivot, get up the field. Again, the Bulldogs were there to meet him, but just enough for the 1st down, and that'll work here as we're now inside the red zone.
As the Cougars get spotted at the 19-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from there. They need to get to the 9 for another 1st down, into the red zone for the first time today for either side. As Canyon's taking their time, walking up to the line of scrimmage. 10 on the play clock, and now I think they're going to take a timeout as they were not organized very well that time. Weren't quite sure what play they wanted to run, and now the coach is going to come out and talk about it a little bit. So you get into the red zone, you look a little discombobulated, but you'll talk about it. You don't want to squander the opportunity.
Yeah, and I think, that's a virtue of just, okay, this has been a bit of a prolonged drive now. They were a little slow getting up. Like you said, Matt, you want to make sure everyone's on the same page. You don't want to waste opportunities like this. Cougars not in the red zone but missed the field goal already. It's imperative you come away with points here, especially if this game continues to play out as it has.
So they'll talk about things here a little bit. As we'll go here on 1st and 10 from the 19 when we get back to work. So we'll spot it at the 19-yard line. Canyons talks about it, has it solved out as the coaching staff all out there. Ted Iacenda, of course, the head coach for COC in his 11th year. David Banks, Seth Lozoransky, the co-offensive coordinators, all were out there for that discussion. As they'll go to work here on 1st and 10 from the 19. They'll fake the handoff to Dunn. A little play action. Floyd needs to get rid of it as a man coming at him throws towards the end zone and just throws it out of play. He's looking for Travis Royal, and I think that's a smart throw from Floyd that time.
And look at the arm strength. He just kind of flicked that, and it went off the field, past all my photographers, and landed on the track. So, Emory Floyd has that potential to go down the field. We've seen it a couple times this year. But I think, Matt, a good decision just to get rid of it, live to fight another day. You're still a 2nd down. You're still in the red zone. Definitely don't want to back up, take a sack in that situation. So here we go again.
So 2nd and 10. Again, play action. Floyd to throw. Slips one guy. Now he's just going to have to tuck it, and he's going to be brought down. It's going to be a negative run of 3 yards for Floyd. Bringing him down in the backfield that time was De'Arion Prothro, as he was in pursuit along with a few other Bulldogs, and it'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 13.
You know, and the positive thing I can say there is, you know, Floyd looking downfield. He's waiting for those routes to develop. And I guess credit to the Bulldogs there. You know, that's maybe one of those coverage things where just nobody's getting open. Nobody, you know, the routes, your checkdowns just aren't there. And that's what happens. Here we go, 3rd and long.
4 wide here. Spot at 3rd and 14 actually for COC, back at the 23-yard line. 6 on the play clock here for the Cougars. Floyd at the line, or Floyd in the shotgun, takes the direct snap, looking to his right, back to his left on a screen pass, caught, picked up by Barkis. He's got some blockers out in front. Should have enough for a 1st down as he's down inside the 10-yard line, and we'll spot it at the 6. A nice play to Damon Barkis, who picks up the 1st down.
A tremendous play, nice little screen, and look at big 62 Oscar Adelson out of Sweden getting up there for that final block, got him the extra yard to move the chains. That's a nice job by that young man. And like we said, Matt, it is no easy feat out there working, grinding in the trenches in this type of weather with that type of pads and equipment on. But these young men do a fantastic job week in and week out.
1st and goal from the 6. Bark is just his 4th reception of the year, but has enough for a 1st down. As he picks up the 14 and plus a little bit more for COC, they'll keep it with Floyd on the ground into the end zone. Emery Floyd for a Cougar touchdown.
Emery Floyd using his legs, as we have seen. And you're going to see here on the replay another tremendous job from this offensive line. This time it was number 73, Linus Lindbergh, just leading the party right into the end zone. You can see that's a beautiful shot. You see the pull, and boom, right behind him. Emery Floyd in the end zone once again, and the College of the Canyons Cougars back on top.
So Asa Johnson in for the extra point, has been perfect this year from this spot, and we'll keep it that way as he drives it well through. Give him 20 of 20 on the year. It's 14-7, 10-14 to go here in the first half. COC out in front on an Emery Floyd 6-yard run, his 7th touchdown on the ground this year, as that's one thing Floyd has done very, very well, is find the end zone from those short yardage situations.
No, and that's a nice job, Matt. You know, bringing the ball into the red zone. You back up a little bit. You had a few things not go your way. You're forced to use the timeout. That's a tremendous job, just buckling down and executing, making sure you get those points on the board. And again, another shout out to that offensive line. Those 2 plays, that sequence was all built on them and their ability to execute, move the line, move the trench, and get points on the board.
When you're getting contributions from everywhere so far today. Damon Barkis had the big 1st down on that last drive. On that 3rd and 14, you've seen Damani Williams with a couple of receptions for 1st down. So you're getting it from just about everywhere so far here today, leading by a touchdown, as Tony Johnson will drive this one away. It'll be taken at about the 2-yard line by Darby. He'll bring it out from there right to the 20, and he's knocked down. Coming over to make the hit on Darby that time was...
That's going to be Jacob Montez, big number 3 out of Hart High School, one of our captains. Had to miss a few games earlier this season, but has been back in a big way. One of the leaders on this ball club and making his contribution right there.
And that's why you're my right-hand man. You clean up my mess. I love it. It's awesome. Here we go on 1st and 10 for Allan Hancock from their own 20-yard line. As Montez this year, just 10 tackles with that tackle. It's been kind of a rough go for him this year, but he came back, had 3 last week in his return in week 6, so nice to see him get another one here today. As the Bulldogs will go in I formation here on 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Clavel on a delayed handoff to Harris. As the play kind of develops a little slow, he's able to pick up 5 yards. He's brought down. Dorsey was one of the men in on the tackle, and it looks like one of the Bulldog offensive linemen down on the field at about the 25-yard line. Looks like it was Peko Leasi Olangi. And he's going to limp his way off the field, hops off under his own power, but it's his left ankle that was bothering him, it looked like.
But Matt, Jaron Dorsey having a tremendous job back-to-back weeks out of Wharton High School in Tampa, Florida, flying around out there. And you saw him get a little extra trying to rip that ball out of there. That's what these Cougar defenders are taught. Get that ball on the ground, let your buddies pounce on it. And so interesting to see how Allan Hancock will respond here. A manageable second down. And they were able to answer right back after the Cougars' first score. No doubt looking to do so again.
Nice little 7-yard run from Harris on that last one. They'll go in the shotgun this time. They'll give, and trying to pound it up the middle was Busby, but he got knocked down right at about the line of scrimmage. He was able to fall forward for a yard, and it'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Well, look at Joseph Marsh. From the end, comes all the way in, gets that ball carrier from behind. That's a young man out of Oaks Christian who has had a fantastic freshman campaign for us. Our current student athlete of the week. A few games earlier in the season, he was the Chick-fil-A player of the game. He has made an impact in every contest so far. Matt, a sack and 4 tackles for loss last week.
Yeah.
Look for more from that young man.
22 tackles, 4 sacks, 11 tackles for loss this season, as he's certainly been a strong point in the middle of the defense. They'll give right up the middle. Enough for a first down, still on his feet. Stumbling away was Luchetto, and he's across the 40-yard line, all the way out to the 43, as he just fought his way through some arm tackles and a big gain for Allan Hancock.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. That was Andre Bray that eventually took him down, number 27. But a tremendous job keeping your legs running, keeping low to the ground, and just getting through that. You're going to see, or maybe saw already on the replay, Marsh was almost there again. Was just barely to get out past him, and from there just kept churning. That's a nice hard run, and something we've seen a lot from this Allan Hancock side.
Bulldogs already so far in the day 150 total yards, and most of those coming on the ground, as they really have not thrown the ball much here today. As they'll go on 1st and 10, they'll throw this time, and the pass broken up on the far side, intended on the far side of the field, it looked like, for Martinez. And I think
that's a Johnny Smith.
I think I was going to say it was a Johnny Smith.
Out of Golden Valley, and that's a young man we got to know a little bit last night, helping us out on one of the other broadcasts. But a tremendous athlete out there. You know, sometimes doesn't get his name called a lot because they don't go to him over there on that side of the field, but has had some big plays, and no doubt that was one of many here tonight, this afternoon, I should say. And we'll look for him to get going.
Johnny ran the camera last night for us during soccer, so we appreciate that. He makes a nice play here on 1st down. Bulldogs in the shotgun here on 2nd down. They'll play action, rolling out, pass onto the outside, caught, enough for a 1st down, forcing the receiver out of bounds. That time was Dorsey. Pass was caught by Petaway, enough for a 1st down.
And again, nice job just giving him enough protection to get that ball out. They don't pass often, but when they do, they've been well protected. You know, this is a pretty stout offensive line here, Matt, for the for the Bulldogs of Allan Hancock. You know, able to do both. It's not easy, but it's a little simpler to line up and run. But when you have to step back and pass block and execute screens and things like that, it's a different job altogether.
They'll throw here. A flag immediately off the snap, pass over the middle, caught. Plenty for a 1st down, but we'll wait on the flag. Joey Garza, the reception. And there was an immediate flag, and I think it was probably in the area of an offside against COC, as it was immediately off the snap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think.
Down to the 19-yard line, and they will spot it there. 12 players on the field against COC. Joey Garza on the reception on a nice little floating throw from Clavel that finds him in stride.
And I didn't see, Matt, did they actually have 12 on the field or was just one late to get off?
I think one was late to get off.
Well, that's unfortunate. Either way, a nice execution. You know, it was a perfect touch pass to get over the middle and pick up that big chunk play. And we've said it before, I'll say it again, Allan Hancock doing a nice job responding in what has been a punch-counter-punch here this afternoon.
They'll empty the backfield of the halfback, leave just the fullback in there, and a whistle for a delay of game against Allan Hancock, unless they're going to take a timeout. Nope, it is going to be a delay of game, so they'll march him back 5 yards. Bulldogs all ran over to the sideline like it was a timeout.
Well, let's see. They say the sideline official there talking to the head coach. Kind of like, don't want to project what he's saying, but kind of like, I think I signaled a timeout. Talk to your friend here.
Yeah, and I think the far sideline officials are going to say it is a timeout. I didn't see a flag. So we'll wait and see here. The Bulldogs walked to the sideline very confidently like they did call a timeout.
And again, it's probably one of those situations just like we saw Canyons down here on this field. You're in the red zone. This is a tight ball game. You want to make sure everyone's on the same page. And so you can imagine what Rick Aguilar must have been thinking when he gets the penalty. Yep. And the white hat picks it up. And love to see that when they come together, communicate, and make the correct call.
Yeah, they absolutely talk about it. The ball spotted at the 20-yard line, so it's a timeout. The Bulldogs' first of the first half. As Rick Aguilar, first-year head coach for Allan Hancock. He was an assistant with him from 2009 to 2019. Served as the defensive coordinator back in 2017 on a defense that was really good. Only gave up 78.9 rushing yards per game that season. So back with Allan Hancock taking over as the head coach this year. Chris Dutcher, the offensive coordinator and the associate head coach in his third season and his 22nd with Allan Hancock. So those two getting things cleaned up as the Bulldogs will take it back on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Just inside the red zone as we go back to work. Dan Corbett, the defensive coordinator for COC, I'm sure will take the timeout, a chance for him to talk about it with his squad and try and get them dialed in here on a short field. And this is kind of where the Cougars have come alive this season in these short situations. As the Bulldogs, little counter play this time to Harris on a pitch, and he's strung tackled by, it looked like Andre Bray coming up to kind of clip him in the feet and bring him down with a gain of maybe 2 yards.
Andre Bray's made a couple tackles like that out of Notre Dame Sherman Oaks. Another one of those Cougars out there flying around making plays. An imperative for Coach Dan Corbett's defense to settle down here, keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone. Matt, we talked about that defense. Hats off to Coach Corbett week in and week out. Doesn't matter the opponent. This defensive unit has kept the Cougars in the ball game. No matter the ranking, no matter the style of offense, they come to play.
Clavel to throw on play action, looking downfield pass. Complete, they say, to Elias Martinez diving back, and it's enough for a first down. So the Bulldogs inside the 10-yard line. They'll have it 1st and goal from the 7.
Felt like Allan Hancock maybe got away with a hold there on the edge. Nevertheless, a nice pitch and catch with the wide receiver to get down within the 10. You know, as anyone that plays in the trenches will tell you, there's probably a hold almost every single
hold on every play.
play.
Yeah. I've heard many a guys in that spot say, yeah, there's holding on every play. It's just a matter of if you get caught. So we'll go 1st and 7, or 1st and goal from the 7 for Allan Hancock. They'll give right through the middle, diving towards the end zone, but a yard short that time is Luketu as he tried to lean forward towards the goal line, but he didn't get there.
A lot of space out there for the Bulldog runners to get through. This offensive line continues to work hard.
Well, I think Allan Hancock's just done enough on the play action that now the Cougar defense has to be a little bit careful on just pinning their ears back.
Yeah, you got to respect both sides of the play call there.
They'll go with one back this time. The fullback in there for Allan Hancock is Tupou as he's lined up just off the line of scrimmage. They'll give Luketu across the goal line into the end zone, a touchdown for Allan Hancock. A methodical drive for the Bulldogs, and with 5:07, they trail by a point at 14-13 with Luketu's second rushing touchdown from a yard out this season.
Yeah, hats off again. Allan Hancock has responded. They have shown no signs of any intimidation there. They've gotten behind twice, have been quick to respond. Matt, we got a whole lot of football left to play in this half and in this game. This is going to be a fun one.
10 plays, 80 yards. Took just about 3.5 minutes off the clock, a little bit more than that, as the extra point for Acosta is up and through. Acosta's been perfect this year, 26 for 26 in the field goal game, or in the extra point game, and we are tied at 14 here with 5:07 to go in the first half. COC and Allan Hancock, a top 25 battle, and it's living up to it so far here today on a Saturday and a hot one here in Santa Clarita in October. Crazy hot in October.
Yeah, late October, and it's still shorts weather here for us. It's like the song says, like another perfect day. And I say that the day that I'm not wearing shorts up here, but we had a fantastic event earlier this morning. Unveiled the new Lee Smelzer court in the Cougar cage. Lee Smelzer, our original men's basketball head coach and original faculty member here at the college, and just a tremendous honor to recognize him and his family, whole host of former players And just wanted to give another congratulations to Coach Smelzer.
This is one of the rare times we've seen you in pants. You even got leather shoes on today.
And it's hot. I don't know what I'm doing up here, but I'm having a good time.
You're a mess. Here we go. As Acosta will kick this one off. It's a short kick taken and bobbled at the 20-yard line, but picked up by Hall, still on his feet across the 30, and he turns what looked like a very bad return into a good one across the 40-yard line.
And, how much you want to bet Hall's out there going, meant to do it, meant to do it.
I was just throwing him off a little bit.
That worked out exactly how I wanted. So a nice job by that young man. And, again, we'll see with this Cougar offense. This has been a lot of fun, Matt. It's been a longer first half than we expected.
Yeah, we didn't expect the clock to stop nearly as much as it has.
But a lot of possessions, a lot of things to talk about, a lot of names to call. And for you and I, that's exactly what we want out here, is to get these young men on tape, have their families and friends and supporters an opportunity to see them play.
5 minutes even to go here in the first half. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. They'll give to Dunn. He cuts it back inside the line of scrimmage, which was pushing out towards the Allan Hancock sideline, and picks up 5 yards.
Again, he's a tough kid. You saw him just put his head down there and roll forward, get what you can get. And those are one of those ones that makes it harder for the defender to wrap you up. If he stays low to the ground like that, there's a good opportunity he bounces out and takes that a little bit further. So I'd love to see him continue to get fed.
As he'll stand to the right of Floyd. 3 wide receivers bunched out to the right side of the field. The Cougars on the right hash. Floyd to throw. Needs to get rid of it. Hit from behind. Intercepted by Allan Hancock. Trying to take it to the house of the Bulldogs, and they will. A pick 6. Picked off by Jason Joseph. And he takes it to the house, and the Bulldogs have their first lead of the ball game on the very first interception of the season by Emery Floyd.
Yeah, and that's all predicated by the big hit from Reynold Uti. Was there, hit Floyd right as he let go of the ball, and from there bad things tend to happen. And so Allan Hancock comes up with the first turnover there. That's a big play. Second, that's a big play here at this point of the game.
That's the 3rd defensive touchdown of the season for Allan Hancock. They're top 10 in the state in that category, and they get an interception for a touchdown, and that's just their 2nd forced turnover since week 2. They had 4 interceptions and 6 total turnovers in the first 2 weeks, only 1 since then. That's their 2nd. The kick is good, and Allan Hancock has a 7-point lead for the first time today. They lead 21-14. Bad news is you're trailing if you're COC. The good news is you have a chance to shake it off, go right back to work.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of time left, and that's one of those just unfortunate things. We talked about Floyd being doing a good job protecting the ball. One gets by, one finally gets turned over. He's played the better part of 7 games now, and that's the first one. So you really can't knock him. Again, got hit right as he threw. It's one of those things, kudos to the Bulldogs for being able to execute that and get it into the end zone. I say all that to reiterate your point, Matt. Nothing's wrong here. Nothing's, nothing to worry about. There's still a lot of time left. Refocus and go back out there and see what can be done.
That's just the first offensive turnover in the last 3 games for COC as well. So 2 teams that, one side that hadn't turned the ball over in a number of weeks, another that hadn't created a turnover in a number of weeks, and it happens right there. And it just so happens to be a pick 6 for Allan Hancock, their 3rd defensive touchdown of the season, as Acosta will kick this one very short. It'll be taken at the 25-yard line by Royal, and he'll run out of bounds at the 30. Not much he can do. That's a strategic kickoff from Allan Hancock, one we haven't seen here at Cougar Stadium since Chuck Lyon was the head coach.
Very strategic, and just kind of puts the pressure on the receiving team to come up with that. You have to adjust your placement on the field. The sun is out. You're looking up into the sky. But yeah, shout out to the legendary Chuck Lyon. And
run to the dot and stop was what I heard every day from 2004 to 2007 when I was here as a student athletic trainer sitting out at football practice.
That's one of those Chuckisms that everyone is very familiar with. But, again, a nice job, a strategic kick, a nice job by the Cougars to reel that in and settle down. And I bet you anything, Emery Floyd's saying to himself, hey, that was nothing.
Happens.
Let's shake this off. Let's go back there and do it. They answered us twice. who's to say we can't answer right back in the same tone?
It looks like a very loose offensive group. Is Joshua Clark out there dancing right now as the DJ throwing out a mix that he likes?
You know, they're having fun, and that's what happens. You win 4 in a row. It becomes fun to come to work. It becomes fun to line up with your teammates and go out there and do it. So no doubt looking to keep that success going, but still got to buckle down and execute here.
4 wide for COC. Clark, the lone back in the backfield for the Cougars. Floyd to throw, and he's going to look over the middle downfield trying for Cameron Bowen, but it's just out of his reach. Incomplete. It'll be second down.
Yeah, Bowen had a step there. Did his part. Floyd just unable to connect with him there. Wouldn't be surprised if that's something they look to again because the opening was there.
Do you like that the first play right after the interception is a throw again, trying to get him back into work?
I do. Get his confidence back. Would have been ideal for a completion to just kind of get him back in sync. But I like the shot, and I like putting the ball back in his hands.
They'll go second down. He'll throw this time a little bit shorter, caught by Rivera. Short of the first down by, we'll say, 2 yards. As he needed to get to the 40, they got to the 38. And 8-yard reception for Lyndon Rivera, who's been quiet so far today, just his second target and his second reception.
And that's probably more the type of play you want, that short to intermediate route that gets him a big chunk for the first down, sets up a manageable third. Again, we talked about getting him that confidence, like, hey, okay, I found my guy. Where's the next one? Let's line up and do it again.
So 3rd down and 2 here for COC. Clark stays as the back. 3 wide receivers out to the far side. Floyd will tuck it on a design quarterback draw across the 40 to the 45-yard line, brought down at the 46. Tackled that time by Darren Lewis Jr., and it's a first down for COC.
And now Floyd got to be feeling good here. Picks up the first down. Offense out on the field. I heard a Cougar growl on the sidelines. That'll always get you pumped up a little bit. And three and some change here to go in this first half.
So clock ticking at 3:08 right now. The Cougars with the ball on their own 46-yard line. They stay with that same set. They'll give to Clark on the handoff. He dives through the middle, across the midfield marker, across the 40, still on his feet, and then brought down. And a late flag near the 40-yard line.
Well, I think I saw it when it happened.
Chop block?
It looked like a block in the back that the Hancock Bulldogs pleaded for and got the attention of the official. Coach Isenda not happy about that one. And I think the case is probably like you're going to listen to them tell you what the penalty is. So.
Yeah, went against Marcel Palau, I believe, is who they gave it to. Or it might have been Lyndon Rivera, actually.
I think it was Rivera,
87,
yeah. And that's the one I kind of saw from up here.
So it takes away a first down on what was a nice run from Clark. It puts the ball at the 49-yard line of Allan Hancock and brings you, I believe, 1st and 5 here. So you get 5 yards on the play. You don't lose a down on it as well. But it takes away what would have been big yardage. Stops the clock, or moves the clock at 2:43. As Floyd again will give on a similar handoff to Clark, and he spins off another tackle, still fighting forward. Cougars trying to pull him ahead as Palau there trying to pull him forward, and it's enough for a COC first down to the 40 or to the 43-yard line.
That is awesome. Number 77, Mousa Palau, just doing everything he can to take care of his ball carrier. That is an offensive lineman, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at him right here.
Oh, I love it. That's tremendous. That's a nice job. And shout out again to Joshua Clark showing a tremendous skill set here today. Free play for the Cougars.
So they'll throw downfield, incomplete, but an offside flag right at the line of scrimmage looking for Lyndon Rivera. I thought there was a timeout, but the officials had actually signaled a timeout, but I don't think there was actually one called.
Well, we were too excited about the antics of our linemen out there.
I'll take it.
And that's one of the things that will get your team fired up, get your coaching staff fired up. Love to see that on film. And it's that togetherness of being a part of a team, and every inch counts, and I'm going to help you get that in.
That was a battle between Palau and Salofi Leusi Olongi, trying to just see who could pull the other man forward. And Clark was the rope in that situation, but enough for a first down. We'll go first down at 5 after the offside play as Floyd stays in the backfield. 3 receivers out to the far side for COC. Floyd will keep it this time as it didn't really fool the Allan Hancock defense, and Trent Kimmel, the first man in on the tackle, and Lewis Jr. there as well. So it'll bring up second down and stay about 5 here for COC.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt, Matt, this Bulldogs defense came to play today, taking a page out of the Cougars playbook a little bit, running around out there making plays, making it difficult on Emory Floyd.
And they've been a good defense on the ground this year, have held opponents under 100 yards in back-to-back weeks rushing. They actually held Moorpark to negative 19 yards in their win over the Raiders, but the Cougars with 66 so far today, and they throw over the middle, and Rivera could never get to it. It was incomplete. Over there in coverage was Adarius Odom and Jatavius Franklin, as Floyd just zipped it by everybody.
And now, Matt, a critical third down here, just because the point of the game, you don't want to give Allan Hancock, another go-round here.
Remember, the Bulldogs will get the ball out of half.
Yep. So you definitely want to try and prolong this, no doubt get some points, but if nothing else, not give the ball back over to Allan Hancock, give them another opportunity.
1:28 to go here in the first half. 3rd and 5, ball spotted at the AHC 38-yard line. Floyd to throw, needs to step up into the pocket, throws to the outside, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Damon Barkis. It was a tough catch for him trying to move back to the sidelines that had a lot of pace on it.
Yeah, that was a tough ball, but I think he would tell you maybe could have come up with that one, but that's the mind of a wide receiver out there. So Cougar's going to go for it here.
And I think you're kind of in one of those spots where you have to. You could try and pin him deep, but 4th and 5, maybe you take a shot downfield.
I think, if nothing else, you're ticking it down all the way to the end of this play clock, then getting your play off, and maybe you can prolong it a little bit.
As Floyd to throw here on 4th and 5, looking pass, caught over the middle. Donray Hall, and he's down inside the 20-yard line, down to the 15. The 16-yard line is where they'll spot him, and it's a first down for COC. And actually, they're going to spot him at the 15, so a good throw, Hall cutting through the middle that time.
That's a nice job, nice execution there. You're going to see Floyd just kind of wait for him. Hall, a nice opening, turns and gets upfield, moves the chains and keeps this Cougar offense on the field. Canyons needs another one here.
This clock stopped at 1:14. Floyd to throw. He'll move the pocket to his right. Throws. That was a dangerous pass. Broken up by Kimmel. Was intended that time for Bowen. And I think lucky Kimmel didn't pick that one off and take it back to the house the other way.
Yeah, had 2 receivers in the area. Went to the one on the first stage. I feel like Hall might have been open a little bit farther down the field. Looking to him, probably just didn't get a chance on his checkdowns.
So 2nd and 10 here for COC. Ball spotted right at the 15-yard line. So the Cougars in the red zone for the second time today. They'll fake the handoff to Clark. Floyd right up the middle, across the 5 and into the end zone. Emory Floyd, his 2nd touchdown of the day, puts the Cougars back within 1. A 15-yard scamper for Floyd.
Emory Floyd, he makes it look easy. But once again, tremendous blocking up front. This time it's 78. Dumelia Knox leading the way with a nice hard-nosed block to spring Floyd. And this College of the Canyon, you can see it right there, boom. And Floyd is up and in. And this College of the Canyons team doing a tremendous job executing in the trenches, keeping this team in it.
Asa Johnson in for the extra point here. And that kick went through. It looked like it missed, but didn't look like a very good kick, but it was good enough to go through, and Johnson stays perfect on the extra points. And we are tied at 21 with 1:03 to go here in the first half.
And Matt, that's exactly what you want to do if you're College of the Canyons. Not only do you put points on the board, you wind this clock down a little bit. Allan Hancock's going to get another crack at it, and they're going to get the ball coming out of half. But you're in a tie ball game. You're not having to force the issue here. And let's see what they can do. Let's see if this defense can take its turn at making a big play.
Yeah, just about the most points the Cougars have given up in the first half this year. They've had some trouble in the first half. It's really been the second half that the Cougar defense has come alive. And you got to like that the offense has kept you in the game here at 21-all despite the pick 6. And actually, the Cougar defense has only given up 14 now that I think about it. It was a pick 6.
Well, historically, too, it's then the third quarter that the Cougar defense has really come out, made those adjustments, and taken control of the game. So if that trend continues, you can get out of here at a tied game at half.
As this time, Asa Johnson kicking this one off. It's taken back at the 5-yard line by the Bulldogs as it's Darby, and he's brought down at the 15. Stepping up to make the hit for COC that time was...
That's Delmonte Barnes. Just took a perfect lane right to the ball carrier and was able to get him. This is a young man that's made his mark on special teams a couple times throughout the season. And no doubt there, back up the Bulldogs a little bit. You know, Matt, the defense can force a quick 3-and-out here. You may have a chance.
The ball back with a couple of seconds left. As they force them back at the spotted at the 13-yard line here. As Barnes, another good defense or special teams play for COC.
And we'll see if Allan Hancock's content here to just run it out. I don't know.
As Clavel under center, they look like they will give on the ground to Harris. Trying to cut back through the middle, gets to the 20. A gain of 7.
I think that was Kane Omohundro, number 24 there first. First time we've called his name. That's another one of those young men that bounces around out there, makes a lot of plays. And good to see him get involved here.
Omohundro this year, 24 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss, and a fumble recovery on a forced fumble as well. So he is certainly been a player for COC on the defensive side, but it's had a quiet game today, just his first tackle, as they'll give again, this time to Busby, and he will fall forward for a first down, enough for a first down, so it'll stop the clock at 15 seconds for a moment here for Allan Hancock, and I would imagine they just walk it off here and take the 21-21 score into the halftime break. As they will get the clock down, the ball will wind here, and we will go to halftime here from Cougar Stadium. 21 all. A 15-minute halftime break. We'll be back. Second half action when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back into the Cougar Sports Network. Matt Robinson and Jesse Munoz here with you as we get ready to go for second half action. The Cougars and the Bulldogs tied at 21. Allan Hancock will get the ball here to start the second half. Look at some of the numbers here in the first half. Total yards on offense for both sides, up over 200, 248 yards on offense for COC, 218 yards on offense for Allan Hancock. For the Cougars, 167 of those yards through the air. They had 81 yards on the ground. For the Bulldogs, a net passing yardage of 62 and 156 yards on the ground. So it's been pretty tight in terms of the yardage gain. Both teams getting opportunities. The difference right now making the game tied at 21, the pick 6 from Allan Hancock, the turnover, the only turnover on COC in the ballgame so far.
Yeah, and you look at Emory Floyd's numbers, had a little bit of a trouble getting into a rhythm, had the big time plays, had the big time runs. I think if you're the offensive unit here, you're looking for him to settle down, execute on some more of those shorter and intermediary routes and get things going. Matt, something you can kind of tend to expect here is this College of the Canyons defense has been phenomenal coming out of the half in the third quarter, has shown a tendency to make those adjustments, a couple shutout third quarters along the way that has allowed the Cougars to really take charge of the ball game during this 4-game win streak.
Talking about those offensive numbers, Emory Floyd pretty much leading the way for COC, 167 yards through the air, 49 yards on the ground. Joshua Clark, 80 yards on the ground in the air on 2 receptions, including a 77-yard touchdown. On the other side for Allan Hancock, Jackson Clavel's done a good job managing the football. Only 5 passes for 62 yards. I'm trying to get the stat sheet to flip back over for me here. And they've really run the ball with a number of bodies. Caden Harris, 98 yards on 6 attempts and a touchdown. Of course, one of those a big touchdown. As a return here for Allan Hancock, trying to run back across the 40, still on his feet, across the 50, down to the 40-yard line, inside the 20, and it's going to be a kickoff return for a touchdown for Makai Puga, and Allan Hancock gets just what they needed out of the break. A huge return for a touchdown on the kickoff from Puga, special teams TD for the Bulldogs.
Well, that's exactly what you want if you're Allan Hancock. And College of the Canyons, failed to wrap up on 2 tackles, had him about midfield, and was just able to scamp through that. And that's a huge play in this game, Matt, taking the air right out of this crowd and reestablishing a lead for the Bulldogs. And so College of the Canyons now is going to have its work cut out for him here, especially if this is the tone set by Allan Hancock. Tremendous job coming out of the locker room, but they didn't go all the way up, but a tremendous job to start this second half.
96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for Makai Puga, who has been their main return man this year and has certainly shown some explosiveness, averaging 25 yards per return, and that one a huge 196 yards. And the Bulldogs back out in front by 7, 28-21, with just 13 seconds off the second half game clock, as they will reset and kick the ball off once again. And it happened lightning quick, too.
Matt, it's not just the points, it's the confidence that brings to your side. The momentum swing there. And now for College of the Canyons, hopefully they don't adjust their game plan too much. They stick to what they know and what's been working for them. But again, it just sets a different tone and a different situation to unfold here. Now you're playing from behind. Now the onus is on you to catch up. Now you really have to play mistake-free football. So again, we'll see what the Cougars are able to do here, but that's not the way you'd like to start.
Puga certainly atoning for that muffed punt earlier in the first quarter that gave the Cougars the football, coming back with a touchdown return off the kickoff, as Allan Hancock will drive this one away here, as it's going to be Acosta kicking things off. As just like that, the Bulldogs back in the lead. Acosta drives this one back down to the 5-yard line, taken by Don Ray Hall. He'll bring it up the left hash, right through the middle. Got hit, still on his feet, dragging players forward across the 25. Got all the way out to the 28, maybe the 29-yard line. Decent return for Don Ray Hall. And the Cougars offense will come out onto the field once again, trailing by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think, again, you just kind of trying to pick up where you intended to start here. Emory Floyd, I'm sure, has a game plan here. Coach Banks, Coach O have some things that they want to accomplish. And it's just a matter of going down, settling down, and executing plays. This offensive line has played tremendous today. We've seen some sparks from the skill players. Now let's put it all together.
They'll send Clark in motion here. Floyd will give. Dunn counters back up the middle and fights forward for 3 yards. They'll spot him at the 32. After a start at the 29, it'll bring 2nd down and 7.
And again, Dunn continues to run hard. And we talked about, again, number 9, Joshua Clark, has had a tremendous first half. And I'd like to see him get more involved here as we continue.
As Donald stands the feature back, Clark, the wide man on the far side, actually scratch that. That's Williams on the far side here, as they'll throw here on 2nd down, run right up the middle on a screen pass to Dunn, and he picks up a yard, maybe 2. They spot him at the 34. It was a good job by Emory Floyd just to get rid of that before getting hit.
Yeah, I mean, to hang in there long enough and then deliver the completion. Again, he's a tough kid, Matt. We've talked about it. Not afraid to run. He's definitely got some flick on his arm there. And, again, another big 3rd down. Got to execute this one.
3rd and 6 for the Cougars here. Spotted at their own 34-yard line. Their first possession of the second half, trailing by 7 after the kickoff return for a touchdown to open up here in the 3rd quarter. It's 10 on the play clock for Floyd. 5 wide for COC. Floyd looking left, throwing, pass caught. And it's Lyndon Rivera, enough for a first down to the 41-yard line, and then he's slammed down by a couple of Bulldogs. It was Pua and Franklin combining on the tackle, and that may be just enough to get the Cougars fired up a little bit on the offensive side.
Yeah, Friday Night SmackDown was last night, and I saw a similar move there out there. Someone just got slammed to the turf, but that, you said it right, Matt. That's the type of play that'll wake up your sideline and get this offensive line rearing to go once again.
So 1st and 10 for COC as they move the chains up to the 41-yard line. Floyd to throw here on 1st down, looking to his right, throwing to the outside. Pass is caught on the outside by Williams. And Damani Williams, with his 3rd catch of the ball game, has about half the chains. It'll be 2nd down at about 5.
Yeah, Damani Williams up the sideline. That's been a good combination there. And we'll see Floyd here moving things along, taking his time here.
This ball spotted at the 46 here for COC. Jason Joseph was in on the tackle for Allan Hancock on the last play. Floyd to throw here. Now he's going to try and run it right up the middle as he gets hit and brought down around the head. Coming in to make the tackle on the second effort was Dalen Randall, the freshman out of Houston, Texas. And it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 9 here for COC.
And I'll say it again, the Bulldogs playing very fundamentally strong, Matt. You don't see a lot of missed tackles. They wrap guys up. They hold them up for their teammates to get there. I mean, really doing a nice job out there, kind of limiting this Cougars offense.
So 3rd down and 9 here. Ball all the way back to the 42-yard line. The Cougars need to get to the plus 49 for a 1st down. Another 3rd and long for COC. Floyd to throw, stepping up in the pocket, looking downfield, throwing. That one bounced off the turf. Royal is hurt. He's grabbing his ankle immediately, and that's going to bring the athletic training staff out onto the field. That's going to give us a chance to take a timeout here, as it'll be 4th and 8 when we come back.
I can't get enough of watching Jersey Mike's freshly grilled hot subs right in front of me. In fact, I like watching nice and close. Oh, yeah.
The eyes just moved.
It's just the steam from the grill. You're seeing things.
Look at that sizzle.
Did you hear that?
Relax, it's just the grill.
Yeah, it's just the grill.
Woo! Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Every time you order a hot sub from Jersey Mike's, it's grilled fresh right in front of you. The sizzling, the chopping, the spatula. That's why I bring this. I call it dinner and a show.
Look at that sizzle.
Number 17 for Danny.
Oh, that's mine. Gotta go, Aaron.
Grilled right in front of you. to Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
So Travis Royal able to walk off under his own power for COC. Good sign to see there as he'll come off. And the Cougars will punt away on 4th and 8 as we come back in trailing 28-21 here in the third quarter with 11:31 to go. As it'll be Tony Johnson to kick it away, standing at about his own 27-yard line. This one nearly blocked. It was tipped by the Bulldogs, taken back by Puga, and brought up across the 30. And he's pushed down at about the 30-yard line. I believe that's where we'll spot it here for Micaiah Puga. As Allan Hancock will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
You know, that's the second time Tony Johnson's been a little bit harassed there on his punt. So, again, the Bulldogs special teams unit getting that penetration, playing tremendous on defense and special teams so far, really forcing the issue for the Cougars.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for Allan Hancock from their own 30-yard line. They stay in that I formation that they've been in for most of the day. They'll give right up the middle is Harris. He's got a hole across the 50 to the 40, down to the 30. He'll be untouched to the end zone. Another huge run for Caden Harris, and he's into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. His second huge run of the day for Caden Harris as he runs right through the middle of the line of scrimmage. And Allan Hancock has the largest lead of the ballgame at 2 touchdowns, leading 34-21 for Harris, his second run of 70 yards or more today. As you take another look here, the Bulldog line doing a good job just pushing around the Cougar defensive front this time. And Harris just takes off with a burst of speed. As the extra point from Acosta up and good. So 35-21, Allan Hancock out in front after a 70-yard touchdown run from Caden Harris. His second run of 70 or more today, and his second touchdown of the ball game for the Bulldogs. So just about the start you did not want to have here in the second half for COC, Jesse. A kickoff return for a touchdown, a 70-yard touchdown run from Caden Harris. And now the Cougars find themselves down by 2 scores as a short kickoff, this time dropped by Hall, and he picks it back up at the 27-yard line. And that's where Canyons will take over. So just about as awful of a start as you could ask for in the second half.
Yeah, and here we were. Had a tendency for this season. But again, Matt, this is one of those situations. Yeah, things have gone against you here. Back's a little bit up against the wall. Still a tremendous amount of time here. And the Cougars have shown the ability, perhaps not today, but have shown the ability to get their offense in sync and score consistently on both prolonged drives and quick strikes. So
there's a give to Dunn here. He tries to get the edge, could not. Got brought down right behind the line of scrimmage at about the 25-yard line as it was Brody Tucker dragging him down, and the Cougars just out of sorts altogether. I think Tucker maybe got a little bit of the face mask, and they just didn't get the call on it.
Yeah, there's a couple guys there to meet him. Brody Tucker definitely the last one, kind of flung him down and out of bounds. But College of the Canyons, the time is now to get things going here and right the ship.
They bring Joshua Clark into the backfield this time. We saw a couple of good runs from him earlier out of that position. As Floyd in the shotgun will take the snap. He'll give to Clark. He's got a burst of speed across the 30 to the 35. Still on his feet to the 40. Down the near sidelines and pushed out of bounds. But a huge run for Joshua Clark. And on the tackle to knock him out was Darren Lewis.
And that young man is pumped up down there, and rightfully so. He is having a tremendous game, Matt. running the ball, catching the ball, and just showing just all-around toughness. Really like what I'm seeing out of Joshua Clark out of Palmdale Highland High School.
Brings it across midfield to the plus 48-yard line. A nice run from Clark. He'll stay there as the back right now. And remember, Clark, a guy that's listed as a wide receiver, but he's done most of his work as a running back this year. 17 carries, 119 yards coming into the day. And he's got another huge hole across the 35. Still on his feet inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line before he was brought down by Dalen Randall.
Joshua Clark showing shades of Debo Samuel. Run the ball, catch the ball, whatever you need me to do. And if I'm that offensive staff, I'm sticking with the hot hand right now because he has not only shown an ability to get into space, but it's been very hard to take down. And this is a young man that has been the offense so far here in this third quarter.
1st and 10, ball at the 26-yard line of Allan Hancock after another huge chunk run from Joshua Clark. He lines up directly behind Emery Floyd. Floyd will keep this time, trying to get around the edge, gets away from Kimmel, has the corner, and then pushed out of bounds, and a late flag in the middle of the field, and it looks like it might go against Reynold Oti in the middle of the field as he had knocked down one of the offensive linemen for COC. I think he knocked down DeMelly Knox.
Yeah, certainly being talked to, and maybe something a little extracurricular. We'll see if it shows up. But again, you know, the two back-to-back plays with Clark, and then you set up the scamper for Floyd to bounce it out, bite on the play action with Clark, and he bounces it out. And so we'll see what the penalty is. College of the Canyons will certainly take this, anything they can do to get closer to the end zone and get back in this ball game.
And yeah, they're going to march it forward here. The White Hat going to go over to talk to Rick Aguilar about the penalty. And this is going to drive the ball all the way into the red zone for COC and spot them right down at the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 10 as they will drop the chains.
Yeah, that's a costly one for the Bulldogs. You know, really not a need for it if it's away from the play like that. But one of those things where, you know, you go to war in those trenches, things are going to get dirty every once in a while. That's one of the ones where Allan Hancock got caught.
So 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for COC. Floyd walks up to the line of scrimmage, barking out orders. Still 13 on the play clock. He has Clark in the backfield as the feature back to his left. Two wide receivers bunched on the near side. Lincoln Rivera, the wide man. They'll send one in motion. They'll fake the handoff to Clark. Floyd looking for a couple of blocks. Bounces through the middle of the field and gets down to about the 6-yard line. Little 4-yard run. A tough 4 yards for Emery Floyd that time, but very patient again on the run.
And once again, you kind of see the defense start to key on Clark and then use the misdirection with Floyd and go the other way. And we're inching up closer and closer here.
And this is an important touchdown right now for COC if they can get it on 2nd down and 6. As you do trail by 2 scores and you have not had any momentum so far in the second half. Trying to build it here. They'll give to Clark. He's got a hole into the end zone. A rushing touchdown for Joshua Clark. A pretty easy one if that. And the Cougars are back within 8.
Joshua Clark making it look easy peasy out there. Gets into the end zone and does his job. And the Cougars are back in this ball game. And again, you know, I would look for him to continue to feed that young man the ball because he is doing fantastic things out there.
Clark, his very first touchdown of the season, and they don't come much easier than that as Asa Johnson in to try the extra point as the Cougars trailing 35-27 with 8:24 to go here in the third quarter. Kick is up and through for Asa Johnson. He stays perfect on the season. And the Cougars with another touchdown and maybe trying to swing things a little bit back in their favor after 2 touchdowns for Allan Hancock in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. The Cougars a very methodical drive that time, Jesse. Marching down the field. Little 6-play, 71-yard score on a 6-yard touchdown run from Joshua Clark.
And I think what's most impressive there, Matt, about that sequence is, okay, you come out, you surrender the 2 touchdowns. Again, easy to get down on yourself, easy to lose the confidence. College of the Canyons comes back out, like you said, gets into its methodical offense, executes, schemes, blocks up front, moves the ball down, and now you're right back in it. You put the onus on your defense to help you keep you in the game here, and good things are going to come when that happens. College of the Canyons here turning the tables a bit midway through this third quarter.
3 carries, 37 yards, and a score on that drive for Joshua Clark. And so COC back within a touchdown, as it'll be Asa Johnson to kick this one off. Puga standing right about the 2-yard line. He's the dangerous return man. The Cougars will kick it to him. He'll take it at the 7. He'll start to bring it right up the the right hash. He's got a hole again, similar to his first run in this third quarter, and he's forced out at the 45-yard line. Bapuga again, a nice return for Allan Hancock. And the Cougars, after early on having some really good special teams play, the Bulldogs have figured something out, especially on the kickoff.
Yeah, I think, kind of took the same route up the field, ended up on the sideline, wasn't able to bust it this time. But I don't know if that's something they've seen in film or something that just has worked out for them today. But doing a good job using that special teams as part of their weaponry out there.
So the last time, a one-play 70-yard drive for Allan Hancock, and they'll go back to work here on 1st and 10 with great field position at the 45-yard line. Clavel under center. I formation, the give to Harris. He runs into a pile at the line of scrimmage and is brought down. First contact, I believe, was Victory Vaca, as he was one of the big men in there, along with Jackson Volk, right in the middle of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, those are two guys we haven't called yet today, but two that do a tremendous job clogging things up. And they were the first ones there before everyone else piled on. And so College of the Canyons now starting to play with a little bit of confidence maybe, and you get this defense fired up and back in this game, as they've shown a tendency to do throughout the year.
Allen is the back this time for Allan Hancock. They'll shift Topu over to the right here in the fullback position. They'll fake, roll out and a pass to Topu, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Allan Hancock. It'll leave him about 6 yards short of the line to gain. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Again, another big 3rd down here, Matt, right around midfield. And again, Allan Hancock, the ability to run or pass in these types of situations. You saw Joseph Marsh on that last play get up the field after that quarterback. And we'll see if they have an opportunity to kind of line up and get after it again.
JP Laketu in there as the feature back. AJ Masuno, the fullback, as they'll have Clavel in the shotgun. He'll throw on an out route to the outside, and stopped short of the line to gain is Makai Puga that time, as he's pushed out at the 48-yard line of COC, and now the Bulldogs have a decision, and it doesn't look like it's going to be much of one, as they'll send Arafa Costa out to punt this one away.
And shout out to Timothy Jackson out there, just getting in space, breaking down, making sure he made that tackle. That's another one of those plays where if he gets to the sideline, that's a first down and maybe more. So again, one of those young men that's in the right place at the right time. But not only that, you need to execute, and that's exactly what he did there.
Acosta 8 punts inside the 20 so far this year. This will be his 4th punt of the ball game. As this one away, and it's towards the far sideline, takes an Allan Hancock bounce at the 20 and rolls out of bounds inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. A very good punt that time from Acosta on actually what was his 3rd punt of the ball game, and he downs it inside the 20. So the Cougars will take over with a long field here, trailing by a touchdown, but you like what the defense puts up after giving up the big chunk play on the first drive of the second half by Allan Hancock.
Yeah, that's a nice response. First from the offense, then from the defense. And again, to remind this team and this sideline who we are and what we're capable of, to answer back like that's really a tremendous job by the Cougars. Now let's see if they can line up and do it one more time, because we got a long way to go here, ladies and gentlemen.
So Emery Floyd with his heels near the goal line will give to Donovan Dunn, who cuts it to the outside across the 10 to the 15-yard line. Going to be about a yard or two short of the first down, but a nice little 8-yard run for Donovan Dunn that time, as Kimmel was the first man to make the hit on him.
Yeah, I like it. Dunn and Clark both running hard out there. Maybe a little bit of one-upsmanship. Let's see what you can do. Let's see what I can do. And together we're going to take them all the way. So College of the Canyons having success running the ball here. And why change what's working for you, Matt?
They'll stay with Dunn as the back of the backfield. They'll give this time. He tries to get the edge, fights his way through the pile, came up underneath one of his own men, but he has enough for a first down. Looked dangerous that time. Damani Williams, the receiver on the outside trying to block, kind of got rolled up under.
And that's exactly how those types of injuries happen when you're just not looking at the ball. You're so focused doing your job, and that action rolls up behind you. Bad things can happen. Fortunately, not on that one. But again, nice job done, just kind of getting not even north-south, just kind of sideways and up enough, slashed up enough to get that first down.
Floyd stays as the quarterback. They'll keep it with Floyd this time on an option run, and he fights ahead for, we'll call it 3 yards, gets to the 21-yard line. It'll bring up second down at about 7.
Yeah, had a little bit of room there, tried to make a break for it, and the Allan Hancock defenders just kind of broke off and were there to meet him. But something's better than nothing, and you keep this thing going.
Second down and 6 here for COC, as they gave him 4 yards, as they got him up to the 22-yard line where the spot was. Dunn stays as the feature back. 2 receivers out to the far side for the Cougars. Floyd to throw here on second down and 6, looking left the whole way. Has Lyndon Rivera, but he dropped it. Lyndon Rivera was wide open with 5 yards of space. Adarius Odom was well behind him, and he just dropped it, took his eye off the ball.
Yeah, you set him out. Nothing really else there. Was wide open. One he will definitely want back. But that's a young man I know is going to make a big play to atone for that. And it's something that someone that Floyd won't be afraid to go to again.
And Rivera, guy, he's been very good all year. 16 receptions, 370 yards coming into the game, and 3 touchdowns. Had 4 receptions in week 4 and week 6. That's his season high. Today he's been rather quiet, only a couple of targets and 1 catch, I believe. As Floyd here on play action needs to get rid of it, throws it over the middle. Has Clark caught at the 50-yard line to the 40, trying to beat a couple of men, still dragging guys inside the 20. On his feet and dives down inside the 15-yard line. A huge throw and run from Joshua Clark off the hand of Emery Floyd.
And there's that man again, Matt. Big number 9, Joshua Clark, catching, running, hard-nosed, doing it all out there for the Cougars. Something I love to see. God, he runs hard. Even after contact, he's just dragging bodies, making his way up there, really making the most of his opportunity here today. Let's keep it up. Give it to him again.
All the way down to the 13-yard line of Allan Hancock. The Cougars in the red zone once again and go on 1st and 10. They can get the 3 for a first down. They'll keep it with Emery Floyd. He's tackled, or he thought he was tackled. Now he's finally brought down. Fought off a first tackle, but then Lewis brought him down second time. It was a 65-yard catch and run from Floyd to Joshua Clark for the first down.
You know, 65-yard run, and I don't even think that's his most impactful play of the game. That's how well he is playing right now. And Emery Floyd there, had 5 guys there to take him down. So definitely going to want to shake that one off. But the Cougars inching closer and closer, now in the red zone, ready to strike once again.
So we'll go here on second down. They'll give to Dunn. Bounces it through the middle, down to the 5-yard line where he's met by a bunch of Bulldogs. And he's brought down there, but a nice little run for Donovan Dunn that time. And the Cougars, 3rd and short here. They need to get to the 3 for a first down.
Donovan Dunn doing a nice job getting down and staying low. Really forcing Allan Hancock to go down and get him. Listed at 5'10", but he gets much lower than that when he needs to. And again, another hard runner. And behind this big offensive line, College of the Canyons is doing good things. They continue to pound the Bulldogs.
182 all-purpose yards for Joshua Clark so far today. He's not in there on this 3rd down and 3 as the Cougars go with a jumbo package. They'll give to Omohundro. He's going to be short of the line to gain. He maybe got back to the line of scrimmage at the 6. The Cougars need the 3, and it'll be 4th down and 3 on a really big spot. It looks like they'll send Asa Johnson in for the field goal try.
Matt, a little bit different. That's the jumbo package we've seen throughout the season. Not as jumbo that time. The reason Carlos Meza out today, he's usually one of those ball carrier options. So you flip him with Omohundro, a little bit harder of a job without that big body there in front of you. But the Cougars going to settle for 3, which could be pivotal points in this ball game if things continue to trend the way they have.
Sending a late man onto the field with COC. This is a chip shot for Johnson. Kick is up, and the kick is good. There was a Bulldog running on the field on the far side, but I don't think they gave a flag.
Yeah, I think his coach pulled him back just in the nick of time, and no one was looking at that because we were so close to the snap. So definitely dodged one there. But Cougars will take the points.
A little 16-yarder for Asa Johnson, his 4th field goal of the season. And the Cougars get back within one score as they trail by 4, 35-31 with 1:40 to go here in the third quarter.
And again, circle that one, because if these two teams continue to trade touchdowns as they had, plays like that are going to be the difference point and possession-wise. So College of the Canyons, this is back to what we had talked about, Matt, that third quarter kind of trying to take control, get into things, and really seize control of the game. Haven't yet by virtue of the score, but definitely trending upward here in the final 1:40 of the third quarter.
As the Cougars will kick this one away here, trailing by 4, but methodical drive capped off by a big play that ends up in 3. You would have liked to have 6, but just could not find a way to punch into the end zone. Tony Johnson will kick this one off. Plenty of leg this time. Puga will take it at the 3-yard line. He'll bring it near the right hash. Now up the numbers on the right side. And this time the Cougars do a better job of at least tying him up. Late flag into the pile here. And we'll wait and see on what that is.
Well, that was Del Monte Barnes, 46 on the tackle. We'll see what the flag, like you said. When it gets bodied up there, you never know what's happening. If that's in the area of a face mask or maybe a hold. Blocking the back was the other option, and then sure enough, there it was. So that'll help the Cougars' effort here.
And so it'll back things up here for Allan Hancock. A block in the back. It'll push them back inside their own 20-yard line down at the 17. So the Bulldogs take over there, leading by 3 with 1:30 to go here in the first. Or in the third. We're in the third, not the first. It feels like the first. It's usually about the first. It's the 3:50 in the afternoon. As we'll go here on 1st and 10 for Allan Hancock. They'll give right up the middle. That time was Busby, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage but falls forward for 5 yards. Busby with a head of steam right through the middle, just did not have much room as he was hit right at the line.
Yeah, it came out of there like he was shot out of a cannon. A couple Cougars there to meet him. But again, it's those hard runs. You continue to run hard, run hard, run hard. Eventually something gives and you pop one, as we've seen the Bulldogs do a couple times here. So imperative for College of the Canyons, maintain their gaps, know their assignments, line up and execute.
Harris, the feature back, Tupou, the fullback. They'll give to Harris, trying to follow Tupou, but he gets caught at the line of scrimmage, falls down to the 31. He's a yard short. He needs to get to the 32. It'll be 3rd and 1 here for Allan Hancock. Give him a 2-yard gain maybe.
And that was Matias Ortiz Jr. coming through to make that stop. Despite, that was a good surge, a good first step from Allan Hancock. This offensive line, I'm telling you guys, this has been a battle all day and long, and this is where the game's going to be won or lost between those two units.
Ortiz Jr. just 5 tackles before today's game on the season, so he's not had a lot of opportunities. Getting a chance here on a big 3rd down. They'll give the carry this time onto the outside by Lekedu, and he's got enough for a 1st down out to the 35-yard line of Allan Hancock, and that'll march the chains forward.
And again, well executed. Just pull the lineman and get the wash down, and there's the hole. In the final seconds here of the third quarter, big enough for him to get up there upfield.
That'll bring us to the end of the third. 35-31, Allan Hancock in the lead. They'll have the ball at their own 35-yard line and a fresh set of downs when we come back.
Every time you order a hot sub from Jersey Mike's, it's grilled fresh right in front of you. The sizzling, the chopping, the spatula. That's why I bring this. I call it dinner and a show.
Look at that sizzle.
Number 17 for Danny.
Oh, that's mine. Gotta go, Aaron.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
So we go to the fourth quarter here from Cougar Stadium. 35-31, Allan Hancock in the lead. The Bulldogs with a kickoff return for a touchdown and a 70-yard touchdown run in that third quarter. The Cougars with a nice drive capped off by a 6-yard touchdown run for Joshua Clark and then a field goal from Asa Johnson. Lots of scoring in that third quarter as we go to the fourth here, Jesse, in a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. It has been already in an action-packed third quarter, and here we go again.
They'll give to the fullback this time, and He'll fight ahead for a 5-yard gain. That was Tupou again. Middleluki Tupou, the freshman fullback out of Pago Pago. Had 29 carries, 154 yards coming into the day, and he's been used a lot. Him and Masuno are very much in there in the mix as the fullbacks for Allan Hancock.
Yeah, a lot of bodies out there, a lot of guys playing well for the Bulldogs. And you see that's indicative of the score there.
They'll give to Harris. He gets the edge once again and pushed down of bounds, but after a first down, this time by Jarian Dorsey. Harris has that extra burst of speed once he gets to the corner.
Yes, he does, and we've seen it burn us a couple times. Dorsey, nice job out there flying around, limiting the damage. But again, I think if you're College of the Canyons, that offensive momentum you're established, you're trying to get out of here as quick as you can, get off the field, and don't get ground down again by this Bulldog offensive line.
We'll sit it at the 47 of Allan Hancock. They'll go 1st and 10. Just to start the fourth quarter. If you're just joining us, it's been a fun one so far. Back and forward, the offense is showing off. Lots of big chunk plays from both sides. Another one here is a missed tackle, and enough for a first down on a run as Luketu, just bouncing off bodies, gets 10 yards, and the Bulldogs will move the chains as they're in plus territory.
Again, just a perfect little counter. You pull the two linemen, kick, seal, and the back's up the field.
We need to get you a telestrator.
Yeah, I would. I'd be doing my own John Madden
You're
up here, circling things. No one can see what I'm pointing at.
You're pointing at the screen to me. I like it. I get my own telestrator.
Hopefully you guys caught what I was trying to point out. But once again, this has been a well-coached unit on both sides, offensive line, and it's plays like that show.
So 1st and 10 once again for Allan Hancock. Spotted at the COC 46-yard line or 44-yard line. Scratch that as it's a little 5-yard gain once again for the Bulldogs.
And Matt, this is where it gets dangerous for College of the Canyons. Allan Hancock content to grind this out 3, 4, 5 yards at a time. See the injured player down there. Looks like maybe just a cramp, hopefully.
I think it's Victor Vaca down on the field. He's made a couple of plays through the middle, so the athletic training staff, Eric Petrago, out there to check on him right now. We saw Sarah Ursum out there earlier. Our great athletic trainers here at College of the Canyons, we just want to say thank you to them. They do such a phenomenal job of taking care of our athletes each and every day. So I want to say thank you to them as they're both going to be trotting out there to try and take care of Victory Vaca, and that'll get us a chance to step aside for a few moments to catch our breath. Here in a 4-point ball game, 35-31. At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now. College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mind. So we're back to work here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 5 for Allan Hancock as they'll delay on a handoff to Harris and nowhere for him to go that time as it's Jackson Volk stepping up to make the tackle. And it'll push him back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 10 here for Allan Hancock.
Jackson Volk's made a lot of big plays so far this season. There's another one right there.
17 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss coming into the game. Adam, another one. He had a season-high 8 tackles back in week number 3. He's not been called much today, but it just shows you how well the Bulldog defense has done through the middle of the field, because that's usually a spot for Jackson Volk on the run game to make big plays.
Another one of those Cougars, a former student athlete of the week. I believe it was after that week 3 effort.
As we'll go here on 3rd and 9, actually. Clavel forced to throw to the outside, tipped away. Good job on the outside that time. Johnny Smith got a hand on it and knocked it away.
Johnny Smith, I keep telling people, you throw it his way, he's going to make something happen, and that's the 2nd time today he's made an impactful play for this defense. And now look at that, Matt. 12 minutes to go, a little under 12 minutes to go, and Cougars offense is going to get this ball back. And we started to say before the injury timeout, kind of a dangerous situation with Allan Hancock willing to run each and every down. In the fourth quarter, you don't want to let them chew off too much time. Unfortunately, the Cougars were able to execute their game plan, get off this field here.
Little change for COC. Lyndon Rivera standing back at the 10-yard line. Calls for a fair catch. It takes an Allan Hancock bounce. Very good punt that time from Arath Acosta. Kicked right out of bounds at the 7-yard line of COC, so the Cougars are backed up once again.
Yeah, I think, remember Royal got a little shaken up out there, so you call on Rivera. And again, another one of those guys that can provide you a spark with the ball in his hands. So, didn't have the opportunity there, but anxious to see what this offense can do. Matt, if you're asking me, let's line up and run this ball. You got two key options here, and let's steal this back and dictate the clock to them, kind of flip the tables a little bit.
11:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's a 4-point ball game, 35-31. As the Cougars will start with Donovan Dunn as the feature back here. They have Noah Staples out there, so a tight end in for COC. 3 wide receivers, 2 out to the far side of the field. They'll give to Dunn. He'll run right through the middle of the pile and push ahead. And then a couple of bodies went crashing down late in the play, but it's a gain of, we'll call it 6 or 7 for Dunn. As again, just hard yards earned by Donovan Dunn.
And that's a tremendous play call on first down. And, to be able to execute that and get away from the end zone, get yourself a little bit of space out there. Manageable second down here. Give it to him again.
Ball spotted at the 14-yard line. Floyd will keep this time on an option run, and he's brought down back at the 10-yard line. Not much for Emery Floyd as Allan Hancock busts that one up before it ever got started.
Yeah, they busted it up, absolutely. Sent us backwards on that one. And so now here you are in a situation with a 3rd and long. Just like we talked about, you don't want to give this ball back to Allan Hancock so quickly because they will chew 3-4 minutes off just in their basic offense without any first downs or anything to speak of. So this is going to be another pivotal 3rd down here for the Cougars back up against their end zone.
Move it back to the 11-yard line. 3rd and 7. Floyd to throw. Has lots of time. Looking pass. Caught. And then dropped by Williams. As it's Allan Hancock football on the fumble. Damani Williams had it, and then a hat got put on it, and he dropped it.
We'll see here if he actually reeled it in for the catch. Had it for a split second. And, yeah, Matt, you're absolutely right. Just kind of defender came in and just kind of knocked it off. I think it was Jatavius Franklin that's helmet just went right on the football. So the Bulldogs get a takeaway on a fumble from COC on what was a first down completion. And now Allan Hancock at the 23-yard line of College of the Canyons. Not only can they eat some clock here, they can try and put this back to a 2-score game. It's imperative here for the Cougars to buckle down.
As Clavel will give directly to Harris. He's hit behind the line, still fights ahead, still battling for yards. Gets all the way inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. Just shy of a first down on a 6-yard carry from the 23.
That's a hard run because Joseph Marsh hit him first about 6 yards back, and he still matriculated up that far. So, again, these Bulldog runners are determined out there, keeping the legs moving and getting behind their big offensive line. That's going to be dangerous for the Cougars. You see the clock continues to tick. They're right here in striking distance.
7-yard carry that time for Harris. They'll switch the back in the backfield and give to Luketu, trying to get the edge. Met by 4 Cougars, and he's knocked back 2 yards. Back to the 17-yard line, maybe the 18. We'll see where they spot it. I think they might actually give him the 17. I think that's generous. But it'll bring up a 3rd down.
But again, another team effort. You saw Johnny Smith didn't make the first tackle, but forced him, bounced him outside where his teammates could get him. And then Smith so quick almost got up and got back to the pile again. So you hear the bells. This is an imperative 3rd down here. Get off the field, limit any damage the Bulldogs might have in mind.
3rd and 4 from the 17. They'll give Harris little dive up the middle, but he's not going to have enough for the first down. Got to the 15. He needs the 13 for a first down. And now Allan Hancock in an interesting position. Do you go for it here on 3rd and 2 or 4th and 2, or do you opt for the 3 points?
You know, I think the way they've been running the ball and those bodies there, they're going to line up and go for this thing. I would be surprised if they kick the field goal.
They brought Jackson Clavel all the way over to the sidelines. Acosta has not been bad from field goal range this year, 4 of 6, and they're going to go for it here.
I just think on the road and you've got this momentum, you're going to try and dictate things here to the Cougars.
They leave Harris in there as the feature back. They'll give. He runs the edge, has room. He's going to get towards the end zone, and a touchdown for Caden Harris. Not much that he had to do to get there. Good blocking on the outside, a great play call, and Allan Hancock with a two-score lead once again.
And that's exactly right, the play call. Everyone's expecting 4th and short. You're coming up the middle. You're coming up the gut. You're going to watch. They just bounce it right outside, and there is nobody there.
Joey Garza out on the lead block that time.
I mean, he almost walks in untouched if not for that last effort at the goal line. But Allan Hancock re-seizes control here, and the Cougars continue to face an uphill battle with 8 and some change left here in the ballgame.
And that's really what you need to do on the turnovers is make the other team pay, and Allan Hancock does just that. 7 points on the board, an 11-point lead, 42-21, 8:17 to go here in the 4th quarter. And now it's get busy time if you're COC. Got to find a quick strike.
You know, and not only that, you need to control the ball the rest of the way because Allan Hancock will get this and just chew it up. So, yes, you need the points, but you need to maintain the possession. You know, it sounds like, oh, yeah, okay, no doubt. But even a quick score here I don't necessarily like as much as drive it down the field, dictate, tire them out, and then try and get the quick stop. But like we said, Matt, a long way to go, and Allan Hancock is not going to make it easy for either side of this Cougars team.
As credit the Bulldogs here. Rick Aguilar, the first season head coach, they've come out with a good game plan, stuck to their guns, run the football really well, and have just made the Cougar defense pay on the ground.
And you can tell Matt playing with confidence. I mean, came into this ball game, took a punch and answered right back.
Fair catch called for right at the 25-yard line by COC. This was Bondarchuk on the fair catch. For Allan Hancock, Clark has been impressive today. Or Harris, Caden Harris has been impressive today as he has had the bulk of the carries for the Bulldogs. You look, 13 attempts, 199 yards, 3 touchdowns in the ball game. As with 8:16 and an 11-point game, the Cougars will go back out in a 2-back set here on first down. They'll give to Donovan Dunn, has a hole up the near side, hit at the 30 and knocked out of bounds. The clock will stop, a little 4-yard gain. We'll call it 5. It'll bring second down and 5. So second down and 5 here for COC. Ball at the 31-yard line of the Cougars. Clock is back in motion at 7:55. Clark in motion on the play. They'll fake the handoff to Dunn. Throwing was Floyd, and it's incomplete. Lucky it wasn't intercepted. Intended that time for Bowen. Floyd was hit right as he threw the football, and it just went over everybody's head, incomplete. So call it 3rd and 5 here now for the Cougars. A huge third down. Clock stopped at 7:48. They bring in Noah Staples now, the tight end. He'll slot up on the far side of the field.
And Matt, for me, this third down is imperative for the Cougars. This point of the game, you got to prolong this drive.
Staples now back in a traditional tight end spot here. Clark the back in the backfield. Floyd to throw, looks past, caught Revere, spins off a tackle, off the 40 to the 50, inside the 40, and he is going to take it to the house for a huge Cougar touchdown. Lyndon Revere, we were just waiting for him to put his stamp on the ball game, and he does, into the end zone for COC.
We called it. You hear me knocking? Well, let me in, because that's exactly what Lyndon Revere did. Just took the ball and made a huge play. Cougars probably would have been content to move the chains in the first down. That wasn't enough. And you see the little spin move to get up the sideline, and from there it's
He tiptoed
tiptoes on the line to stay in. And from there, it's all speed. Tremendous shot by our cameraman on the sideline. And that's a touchdown, College of the Canyons. Back in this ball game, Matt, we knew it wasn't going to be that easy. 7:30 to go, and I have a feeling we got more fireworks coming from both sides.
69-yard pass and catch from Floyd to Rivers. He sprints it most of the way. Asa Johnson finishes off the extra point. It is once again a 4-point ball game with 7:36 to go. Boy, it's been a fire
man,
fest.
This
so
is
far
awesome.
today.
That gets me pumped up. A way to respond, pick your team up and put them on your back and get into the end zone here. That is awesome. Nice job, young man.
So just what the Cougars needed with 7:36, a quick strike, and now you ask the defense, which has done the job for most of the year, Jesse. Pretty much has been the side of the ball that when you need them, they come through. They've carried the Cougars through most of the season. Today they've gotten the help that they've been so, I think, longing for on the offensive side of the football. Now you're going to ask them to go out here in the heat against a tough run team and get a stop for you to get a chance with the ball one more time.
You know, but you look down at this defensive unit and you just get the feeling that they know what their job is. Coach Corbett's not going to have to tell them. Nobody needs to remind them what they need to do. Now let's see if they can go out there and do it.
Puga standing with his heels on the 2-yard line for Allan Hancock. We'll see if the Cougars kick it at him, as they've been kicking it at him for most of the day. Johnson kicks this one, and I think it's going to go out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So Allan Hancock going to get solid field position, as that was Tony Johnson on the kickoff this time. And so that'll march the ball well up. I mean, Puga's been returning it to about there for most of the day anyway, so the Bulldogs with decent field position.
Yeah, you're okay with that. You know, you bring your defense out there. They're ready to go to work, strolling out onto the field. And it's one of those things, hey, yeah, it goes out of bounds, but at least you limit the opportunity for them to bust a big play. You know, College of the Canyons can line up in anywhere on the field and, you know, line up and do its job. It's when the things get away from you and you got to.
I think they're going to make Tony Johnson kick this one again. And why wouldn't you if you're Rick Aguilar and say, no, we want our return team out on the field?
Little strategery there. We'll take it again, let our guy get a crack at it. Like I just finished saying, College of the Canyons was content with that penalty. You know, you trade the penalty for the opportunity, to limit the opportunity, so to speak.
So Johnson will kick it off once again.
So lining up to be an exciting final 7:36 here at Cougar Stadium. A rare afternoon contest. Used to being under the lights here at Cougar Stadium. It's a little bit of a change. I don't know if we mentioned it, but it's hot too.
We've mentioned it maybe once or twice.
But this has been a fun one, and we certainly thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, near, far, and around the globe.
As Johnson kicks this one low, it'll skip at the 20. Puga will take it up the 15 and return it from there. Brings it up across the 35, so about where he would have had it anyway. And they'll spot it at the 36, and that's where Allan Hancock will take over. As we'll go here on first down for Allan Hancock. As Busby trying to bring it across the line of scrimmage, and he gains 3 yards.
Timothy Jackson once again finds himself in the right place, right time with that key takedown before the Bulldog runner was able to get to the sideline. This is a young man that had a big game a couple weeks ago, a couple picks, has shown a tendency to make plays in the secondary, and needed that one definitely for this Cougar side.
So they'll go second down and 7 here for Allan Hancock. Ball spotted at their own 39-yard line. I think John Allen in there as the back. Actually, no, it's Harris, but they'll throw. Pass knocked down, nearly picked off. Ali Mayo got his hands on it, but just couldn't haul it in. It'll bring up third down.
Ooh, he had his hands on that, and he had 6 in his eyes looking the other way. And so regardless, it's going to bring up the third down, but you see him just in and out of the hands. Pats himself on the head, wishes he had that one back.
But just what the Cougars defense needed, try and force a 3rd and long here. It's 3rd and 7 for Allan Hancock. They will have Caden Harris in there as the feature back. They'll send 2 receivers out, 1 to each side. And they'll have Clavel in the shotgun with a back right next to him here. They'll throw here, 3rd and 7. Kiach in the backfield. It's a screen pass caught by Harris. He's brought out of bounds short of the line to gain. Only at the 44-yard line, and I think the Bulldogs going to come out with Aratha Costa and punt this one away, ask the defense to do their job. That's a huge play from the COC defense.
Trying to see who actually got him. I saw Cairo Rhodes in the area.
I think he was one on it.
I saw Dorsey in the area. Big surprise there. He's been everywhere today. But again, much like the Jackson tackle a few plays before, able to limit them from getting to the sideline and getting upfield. And College of the Canyons is going to get exactly what they asked for, the ball with a little under 6 minutes to go and an opportunity to retake this lead.
Costa will punt this one away again. Rivera standing deep. Will let this one bounce at the 25. Tried to pick it up, nearly dropped it. Got it back and then got knocked down at the 30-yard line. And then a late flag back near midfield. 2 players were wrapped up together. I'm not sure who the penalty is going to be on. I saw Jerry and Dorsey, one of the guys in there. And then for Allan Hancock, I believe it was Jack Gentile in there as well.
They're talking things over. Coach Iacinda waiting for the explanation here.
And it goes against Dorsey, I believe. And so what was decent field position will back the Cougars up inside their own 20, back to the 15-yard line. And now a long field for COC here with 5:59 to go, trailing by 4, so you need a touchdown to try and regain the lead, as the field position battle right now in favor of Allan Hancock. But still plenty of time on the clock here if you're COC.
Long field, but a lot of space to work and a lot of options for your offense. So, again, it's just a matter of coming in here, playing mistake-free football the rest of this way, doing what they've already shown the ability to do throughout this second half,
so
and putting some more points on the board.
Give to Clark right up the middle. Takes some hits, but comes down with a 5-yard gain. Maybe 6 will put him out at the 22, so call it 7. So a nice 7-yard run right up the middle from Joshua Clark, who's shown it all so far today.
He's been fantastic, and that's exactly what you need. Similar to the last drive, you get a quick 7 or 8 on first down. Makes everything from there so much more manageable.
2nd and 3 at the 22. Again to Clark. He's got the first down and more up to the 35 or the 30-yard line as he fights forward. Clark has done it all today for COC. He's up over 200 all-purpose yards, 145 through the air. He's got 44 on the ground, and I think that'll tick up to he's just about 200 all-purpose yards. Actually, I think he's just shy of it with 5 yards here.
Yeah, I think he ate his Wheaties this morning because he is doing everything. And I wonder if it's one of those things, you know, we talked about with Malik Brooks out. You come into this ballgame knowing you're going to have the opportunity and you're keyed and ready to go. He has certainly made the most of it.
They'll give to Dunn. He's going to try and get the edge. Now bounces it back inside. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Actually, they're going to give him 2 yards, so we'll get to the 31, so a 2-yard run for Donovan Dunn. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 here. For Clark, 145 yards through the air, 51 yards through the ground. So like I said, 4 yards short of 200 all-purpose today. Give him 2 touchdowns as well. So he has been impressive out of the backfield and through the air today as he stays in there as the back. with 4:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cougars trailing 42-38. Floyd walks up to the line of scrimmage with 10 on the play clock, moves Clark to his right, calls out a final signal, takes the direct snap, fakes the handoff to Clark. Now he's going to have to step up and move, looking downfield the whole way, throws, pass is incomplete, was trying to get Lyndon Rivera, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 here.
Yeah, Rivera streaking down the middle towards the sideline, wide open. I think Emory Floyd just had too much action around him. A little bit too harassed there, wasn't able to get anything on that, throwing off his back foot with a man on his body. That's not going to go too far. But again, the opportunity was there, and so a humongous 3rd down. Feels like they all have been here in this second half and definitely this fourth quarter. But got to get it here.
Canyons 8 of 15 on 3rd down today. There's another big one here that you got to have. Floyd throws over the middle. Staples caught at the 45 to the 40. And he's brought down at the 38-yard line of Allan Hancock. Another huge 3rd down conversion, this time to Noah Staples.
That is a tremendous play call up there and an even better execution. Noah Staples puts his mark on this game, and we've seen that. We've seen the Cougars be able to exploit that area of the field with that young man. No better time than now, and here we go. Cougars on the move.
28-yard reception for Staples, his 2nd catch of the ball game. He's up over 30 yards receiving. They'll give to Dunn on 1st down. He piles ahead for 4, maybe 5 yards as they spot him at the 36-yard line. We'll say it's 5 as Dunn continues to just run through the middle with some punishing yards.
Everyone's running hard, Matt. It's going to be a virtue of who wants this more and who's going to be able to do the things they need to get in the end zone and seize this ball game.
15th carry of the ball game for Dunn on that last one. As the Cougars will have Clark in the backfield here. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. 4-point lead for Allan Hancock, but the Cougars are on the move. They'll hand to Clark. He cuts it back to the left, outside the hash marks, across the 25 to the 20, hit at the 18-yard line, and forced out at about the 16, maybe 17. Another big run for Joshua Clark. 200 yards all-purpose today, and the Cougars move the chains once again.
Can't say enough about the game that this young man is having and the boost he has given this Cougars offense throughout the contest, but especially here when it matters most in the 3rd and 4th quarters. He is playing his heart out there, and it's translating to success for the Cougars. And now it is imperative, Matt, you've got to finish the job, finish what you started, and get into this end zone.
Clark stays in there as the feature back. Floyd takes the snap, gives to Clark, tries to bounce it outside, caught behind the line of scrimmage and brought down back at the 20-yard line. I think they gave him the 18, which is generous, and it'll be a loss of 1. I don't think he ever really got to the 18, but you'll take it if you're COC. 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, nothing really doing there. And now here we go, final 2 minutes. Clark definitely an option. And here comes Noah Staples back out onto the field. So we got a couple big play options out there for the Cougars. And you haven't needed a big play more than you do here on this drive.
Lyndon Rivera, the wide out on the near side. 1:44 to go here. COC with the ball in the red zone. They'll hand to Clark, up the middle, still on his feet to the 10, to the 5, touchdown! Joshua Clark, his 2nd of the game on the ground and 3rd overall, and the Cougars are back out in front, 44-42.
Joshua Clark taking over this ball game, making an impact here tonight, showing off his skill set for the state and the world to see. And my goodness, Matt, I cannot say enough about this young man and the performance he has had tonight. Truly outstanding job. And the Cougars are back in business. Got to get this PAT, but we talked about it earlier. Now the 3 points loom even larger.
Point after is up and good as Asa Johnson stays perfect on the day and on the season. It's a 3-point Cougar lead, 45-42, off an 18-yard Joshua Clark touchdown run, his 2nd on the ground and 3rd on the day. And the Cougars back out in the lead with 1:35 to go. And the Bulldogs will have another chance on the offensive side. And so it's now comes down to that defense once again here, Jesse.
A lot of time to go, Matt. Minute 30. I just want to say again, I cannot remember in my tenure someone who has had a performance like this that has taken over the game here in the second half. Joshua Clark, you know, not taking away from the help he's had up front and the play calling, but this young man is playing at a different level here today.
There was an offside the neutral zone. The Cougars are going to decline it. The extra point is good, so they'll kick it off. We should mention Chick-fil-A offers a player of the game. After every game we have actually got it, and it is Joshua Clark here today, as Clark with his 3 touchdowns and 200 all-purpose yards has had a phenomenal game for COC. He is the player of the game. He will get a gift card after this for some nice food. Nice job from Joshua Clark, but there's still a minute 35 to go in this ball game, so the Cougars now trying to finish off the win.
Definitely. You took the words right out of my mouth, Matt. I'm excited for Clark. I'm excited for the offense, but there is still work to be done. A minute 30 is an eternity in some circles. Now, I do like that you're going to have to force Allan Hancock to pass the ball, get into something they're perhaps not as comfortable in, but my goodness, the momentum has certainly shifted here. This Cougar fan base is excited. Heck, if you can't tell, I'm excited. And I can only expect what the tenor on the sideline is going to be, as this has been a fun one no matter how it shakes out.
As Tony Johnson will kick it away. It's a high end-over-end kick. Puga going to take it at the 5-yard line and bring it out from there. And he's going to be met at the 25 and gang tackled down from there. Good job by the special teams unit that's had some struggles here today at times. And Allan Hancock will have a long field, as they will need to go from about their own 25 down for at least a field goal to tie this game with 1:27 to go in the ball game.
Man, this is fun. And if you think we're having fun, imagine what they're doing down there. Because there is a lot of excitement on this sideline. Cougars jumping up and down. Coaching staff trying to keep them focused. And remember, gentlemen, we have to finish what we started here and close this thing out.
So Jackson Clavel, the quarterback, he's only thrown the ball 13 times today for 72 yards. He's got to be forced to sling it around a little bit here, and he nearly throws an interception, but it was caught near the ground by Allan Hancock, but it'll keep it in bounds. And the Bulldogs going to be, I believe, now they're going to say it was incomplete. As the ball hit the ground, it was intended for Jordan Jr., Michael Jordan Jr., but it's an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
I'll tell you what, you want to start a long drive, that is not the direction to go to. You don't want to start throwing towards a Johnny Smith. And he showed you why right there. So the Bulldogs still with some work to do. College of the Canyons, let's finish what we started here.
So they'll go here on 2nd and 10. 4 wide receivers for Allan Hancock. Clavel drops the snap, throws, incomplete, out of bounds. As they say, Darby was not able to haul it in. His heels were on the line of scrimmage as he came down. And now it's 3rd and 10 with a minute 15 in 4-down territory for Allan Hancock here.
Let's get those bells going. This is the 3rd down we need. Get off the field and let's end this thing. You can hear the excitement on the sidelines. College of the Canyons looking for its 5th in a row. Got to close things out here.
Clavel takes the snap, looking downfield, has a man, caught at the 40-yard line, inside the 30 to the 20, 10, and a touchdown for Allan Hancock. Collins Petaway on a huge 3rd down takes it to the house from the 24 in, and the Bulldogs back out in front by 3, 48-45 with a minute 4 to go.
My goodness, Matt. Fireworks after fireworks, and another huge play from the Bulldogs. Wow. Nice job, nice execution. The Cougars are still going to have about a minute or so on the clock.
As it looked like just a little bit of a skinny post from Petaway down the sidelines, really. Didn't even really cut inside very much, but was able to make the catch and take it to the house. The extra point is up and good as Acosta stays perfect.
I said it before, minute 30, minute 40 is an eternity. Minute 4, same results can be achieved. And now College of the Canyons, we should have known it wasn't going to end that easily the way this ball game has gone throughout. And hats off to Allan Hancock. There is simply no quit in this team. They have come into here playing with tremendous confidence, and for the moment at least, silence this Cougar fan base. But here we go, Matt. A minute to go, fourth quarter.
76-yard catch and run from Clavel to Petaway. And with 1:04 to go, if you're the Cougars now, you at least get the football back and a chance to try and win the game. Although the defense was a play away and just couldn't get it done, so Acosta will kick it off. Likely going to be driven back towards the end zone, and this will go out of the end zone for a touchback. So the Cougars will take it and need to take it 75 yards in 1:04 to try and come away with their 5th victory in a row. So with 1:04 left, Emery Floyd and the offense back out onto the field. We'll keep an eye on Joshua Clark. The Cougars look like they're going to go 5 wide. Here on first down as they try for something big here on the first play. Floyd to throw. Over the middle, pass caught. It was a wobbly pass, but it's enough for a first down as it hits Cameron Bowen. I think Floyd was hit as he threw it here. As you take another look, had heavy pressure, stayed in the pocket, Jesse.
I think that ball got tipped.
I think it did. And Bowen just right there to make the catch, and the Cougars going to take a timeout.
That's a nice job. Good concentration there. Seeing that ball into your hands, especially after it takes the tip like that, just totally changes the trajectory of everything. And so College of the Canyons here still in business, approaching midfield.
Yeah, you get it all the way out to the 41-yard line on one play. As the Cougars talking about it here with 2 timeouts left, 58 seconds to go. That gets you a huge chunk on the first play of the drive on a ball that, quite frankly, probably should have been caught.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
Or, and that's when bad things happen. The tips then lead to interceptions, and then you're completely out of business. So instead, College of the Canyons still with some fight. Know their job, know what needs to be done. Coach Iacinda rallying his guys, sending them back out there to work. This offensive line is going out there with the mindset that this is our game to win, and let's do it. And if you're Allan Hancock, you are right in this thing with that same mindset. And so, again, I said it a little bit. It's going to be a matter of who wants it the most. And here we go.
Cougars stay 5 wide. Floyd takes the snap. 4-man rush, under pressure. Needs to get rid of the football. Still running. Throws. Pass. Caught by Bowen at the 49-yard line. Actually scratched that. It was who else? Joshua Clark. It's a couple of yards short of a first down. He got knocked out of bounds as well, so the clock stops at 49 seconds.
Couldn't have asked for anything better in that situation. Clark shows up again. And how about Floyd here? 4 guys coming at him.
It's a heck of a catch from Clark.
And just makes it work.
They'll put Clark in the backfield this time on second down. They'll give to Clark. He nearly went down, stays on his feet, still fighting for yards, and that's going to force Ted Iacinda to take a timeout. And it's going to bring up third down, and we'll call it 3 from the 48-yard line, as it's a loss of 1 for Joshua Clark. And now the Cougars a very important spot here. 2 downs to get 3 yards and keep the game alive.
Yeah, this is one where you're just going to come over and talk about it here. A lot of time here to go. College of the Canyons still completely in this. And then, like I said, a lot of options to go to. We've seen LeVere with the big plays. You've seen Clark with the big plays. You've seen Fant over the middle. You've seen Dunn and Clark both bust them open if you can. You've seen Floyd run with the ball. Staples, excuse me. Thinking NFL already.
Yeah,
for that
exactly.
But
I knew exactly who you were thinking.
You read my mind. But again, a lot of options here, a lot of field to work with. And I don't know, this clock just seems to not be ticking. Still an eternity to go. And for both of these sides in the coach's box, depending on where you are, you either just want it to end or you want it to take a little bit longer. And here we go, College of the Canyons.
They're down in 3. Cougars need the 49 of Allan Hancock. They go 5 wide. Floyd takes the snap, looking downfield, throws over the top, trying to get to Revere. It's incomplete. Out on coverage that time for Allan Hancock was Jason Joseph. And it'll be 4th down and 3 for COC here.
I think we're going to get a flag. I want to say they got one of the Cougars on a holding call.
Yeah, and they're looking towards the Allan Hancock sideline. It goes against Linus Lindbergh. It's a 10-yard penalty, so it'll keep it 3rd down. It'll make it 3rd and 13 and give the Cougars another play here.
And you see right there, he's just doing everything he can to make sure Floyd has an opportunity to get that ball off. In that situation, the hold isn't the worst thing. You know you don't want it, but you don't want to take that sack. So you can kind of live with that if you're the Cougars.
So we'll go 3rd and 13 now. Ball backed up to the 38-yard line. Remember, they need the 49 of Allan Hancock to keep the game alive here. Floyd will throw. Pass caught by Revere. He's drug out of bounds at they'll say the clock still goes at the 42-yard line, and Ted Iacenda going to have to take his final timeout. And Ted Iacenda was unhappy with the official signal that time. So the Cougars use their final timeout with 29 seconds to go in a 49-45 ball game. And they have 4th down, and they need 7 yards to keep the game alive, and they need quick 7 yards and then get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it. So this is a ball game right here, Jesse.
Yes, it is. This is your gotta-have-it play. In fact, you're probably calling 2 gotta-have-it plays in this huddle and go out there knowing that you're going to have to get up quickly and do it again. I feel like you want one to hit the chains and then one for a shot, depending on how much time you have left on the clock. But imperative first that you get these first 8-9 yards. And here it goes now. We talked about time. There's an eternity left. Not so much now. Those 15 seconds mean everything.
So a huge spot here on a 4th and 9. Ball spotted at the 42. The Cougars need the plus 49 to keep the game alive, and it's got to be a quick play here from COC. It's just 29 seconds left in the ball game. So you got to get quick yardage, get up to the line, try and get the play going once again. If you can manage this 4th down, the Cougars are 0 for 2 on 4th down this season. They have not attempted they have attempted one today and completed it. So make it 1 for 3 on 4th down as Floyd to throw, backing up, fires it downfield. It's incomplete at the 30-yard line. That is the ball game for Allan Hancock. With 23 seconds, they can kneel on it and take away a victory here on the road, get themselves to 3-1. The Cougars will fall to 3-1 and snap a 4-game winning streak in the process.
Hats off to the Bulldogs. They came in here and did their job, accomplished their mission. And if you're College of the Canyons, it was a hard-fought game. And really, Matt, they talk about a game of inches, a game of little things become big things, and you really boil it down to just a couple plays. None more important than the big touchdown there at the end for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you got to figure the Bulldogs with a kick return for a touchdown, an interception for a touchdown, a couple of huge chunk plays for touchdowns on the offensive side. They'll kneel on it. A huge victory for Jackson Clavel, the quarterback, as the Bulldogs come away with their 4th victory of the year. They get to 4-3 on the season. For the Cougars, they fall to 4-3. They're now tied in the National Division Northern League at 3-1 with a couple of weeks left to go. The Bulldogs take it 49-45 over COC here from Cougar Field. We thank you for joining us all here. We hope you have a good one, everybody, and we will see you next week for more action here on the Cougar Sports Network.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly slice your sub right in front of you, which takes some training.
Rising up, bread's on the sheet. Did my time, took out my toppings. Went the distance, now my prep is complete. Just a limb and its will to thrive. It's the arm of the slicer, it's the thrill of the slice. Freshly sliced before your eyes, unlike our rivals. And then every last arriver gets a sub that excites. And it's all thanks to the well-trained arm of the slicer.
Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.